All right.
Salutations,
So
my
I- Hello, chat. How is everyone doing on this fine day?
Well, there's 12 people.
There is a lot of people. This is more than we're normally used to. So hello everyone.
Let us know from where you guys came from.
Yes,
from
absolutely.
What platform and where.
Yeah, and like which country and like the city and then the street and the house
and then your
number.
address and then
Social
find you.
Yeah.
Social security number.
It's just so we can send you some posts, to follow us on Twitch.
We'll send you like actual like stream updates through mail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Through mail,
Like,
anywhere in the world,
Creepy.
anywhere. Yeah.
We'll send it out like a week in
Imagine getting
advance.
a letter.
Yeah.
Imagine getting a letter like with a fucking name of like a Twitch channel. Like, hey, we're going live in about 10 seconds.
Yeah. That'd be fucking insane. That'd be really good timing, though. So this is episode 7 or stream 7 of this campaign. Well, it's actually stream 8 because we had an in-between episode last week. So based on that.
We're 6.5.
Yeah, well, look, listen, I can't count. I never learned how to math.
It wasn't a true filler episode because it wasn't a beat episode.
That is
Yeah.
true.
It
That
wasn't
is
a
You were
true.
beach
absolutely
episode.
right.
Can we have a beach episode?
Please no.
If you guys behave tonight, you'll get a beach episode. I
Okay,
promise.
Just
Okay.
a crumb of Beach Eileen episode.
Yes, Eileen will join you guys on the beach. Don't worry.
As Lark sees Eileen with the bathing suit, she starts splurting out blood out of her nose.
All she
I'm
be like,
concerned.
pretty much I'm sure she'd just like walk up to her like, hey, I know you threw me last time, but can you like shoot me? It's okay, I'm into it.
Drown me.
Hey, hello, Cask Knobler.
So,
Hello.
based on that, Justin, do we have any word from any sponsors by any chance?
Today we're sponsored by Mia
Oh,
Khalifa
no.
once again.
Okay.
You pronounced it
Audible.
right.
What do you mean didn't pronounce it right?
You said Khalifa one time.
Yeah, you did.
Did
Yeah,
I say Khalifa?
yeah
Yeah.
last time you said
Today-
Khalifa.
Today we're being sponsored by Mia Khalifa. Also Audible, Raid Shadow Legends, and did I say
Pornhub.
NordVPN? Pornhub as well.
HelloFresh,
HelloFresh,
Curiosity Stream.
Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club.
OnlyFans.
Only.
No, that's
For all
only
our,
mine. No,
for all our,
For them
female
kids like
adventurer.
The Legend 27.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot of
I think
sponsors.
we're
Yeah,
good.
we're really popping off. Really popping off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, that's great. On top of that, there's another episode. I believe episode 5 is now gone live on YouTube as well. So if you go onto the button down below and you click the link and you click the button and then you get to the video and then you can subscribe there to watch all of our previous sessions, except for session 1, as that was a Twitch exclusive, aka I totally did not forget to record that one.
You dingus.
Yeah. Look, guys, it was a Twitch exclusive, right? It's a really valuable episode.
Twitch exclusive. If you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah.
But everything else is there up to episode 5, which has gone live tonight, and then episode 6 will go live in the coming few days, and slowly we'll catch up on episodes. Anyway, with that, anyone else got any last comments before we jump into tonight's session?
My tummy hurty.
Oh,
We hope you guys enjoy this stream.
yes, that is true. Okay, alright, if there's nothing else, then let's jump into tonight's session by switching over to our beautiful new stream overlay. Thank you.
Look at all the cuties.
Thank you to everyone that made the art. That's really great. Thank you, Lark and Regio. You guys did great there. And for me for putting it together because I am also awesome. Okay.
You still have Lark.
Yeah.
Her name is still.
Avid.
That was actually
Fuck up her name.
that's actually
You still
Callum's fault,
fucked
not
up her
mine.
name.
Wait, what do you mean it's my fault? That's what it says in the thing.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It says Arvid. Anyway,
Oh, no.
anyway. So, with that, previous session summary. So you all experienced the track that the ghost ship seemingly left no damage beyond the intense fatigue that followed. Upon waking up, you found yourselves on a ship in the middle of the ocean with only a tiny bit of land in the distance. You sailed towards it and learned that this was the Isle of the Blood Moon. As you came closer, you noticed that the port town that you were headed for had a dark cloud of smoke hanging above it. As you arrived, you saw that a massacre had taken place, with bodies everywhere. Upon exploring the town, you encountered a set of fish people that you learned were Kuatoas. you suspected that these were the creatures that committed the massacre, and you bravely took them on before being engulfed in a big blizzard that the Kuatoa priest started up. This also allowed that priest to escape. After the battle, you met some of the only remaining inhabitants, with namely 2 goblins called Ches and Ez, who were devastated with all that had happened to their home. And this is where tonight will start. So, what you guys like to do?
Vibe.
We're the ship now, right? With them.
Yeah, you're currently on the docks near the ship.
All right. Yeah. No,
Wait,
I don't know.
We
what
took
we're
all
supposed
the
to do.
rests that we took like a short rest, I'm guessing, so that
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to take a short rest, that's fine.
you know,
I'd like to take
because Justin kind of has to, or Zerx needs
the
to.
last time you said last time that like by the time that we were here, we could assume that we've taken the rest already.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, it's same difference.
We gotta get those hit points back.
No, not on a short rest. Only in a long rest. Unless you're deciding to use hit die, which is your choice.
Yeah. No, I think I am. I'll do the long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so a long rest is 8 hours. It's currently about 1 p.m.
Go bed now, wake up in the middle of the night.
I mean,
You're just gonna like do a full on pass out in the middle of the day.
yeah.
That's what I do.
I
Same.
mean, same, but
That's up to you
Relate.
guys. So is that the thing you guys are gonna do?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
we should just
yeah.
catch everyone up on what the fuck just happened.
Okay, all right. So, so as you approach the ship that you came here on, you see Kobar, you see Aline, you see all the various other shipmates that you'd met before, and they see you coming as well, and they greet you. They have a questioning look towards the goblins, but because they're pretty well dressed, there's no immediate sense of suspicion.
Y'all better not be suspicious, cause I'm a fighter, bitch.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, Zerx, do you say anything as you approach?
Right, because I'm still very much wounded at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll say something along that. Okay, guys, don't worry. These guys aren't the cause of this. Just let us explain.
Right, I see.
Medical help for Zergs.
Yeah, he's dead.
I'm sure we can arrange something. Absolutely. Stanley, get your ass over here. And with that, the surgeon that you had met before comes over and starts inspecting your wounds, as he treats you with some bandages and some herbs that he has. You gain 1d8 of hit points.
Oh boy, let me see. D8.
Mm-hmm.
Watch my luck. I'm gonna roll a 1. Ow!
Oh
Okay,
wow.
nice.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I'll take it. I'll get lucky for my first roll. That's
Nice
cool.
one. That's a really good one. Okay, that's a good roll. And with that, Kobar looks at you and says, "So, you were going to explain?"
Right. Okay. So, there were these bunch of fish people that just massacred the entire town.
Right.
One of them started a blizzard.
We saw that here. Yeah, we saw that. We were so confused. There was one moment there's clear sky and there's just warmth and we were all chilling here in the sun, and then the next minute it's like it's bloody winter's clothes. There was no making sense of it.
Yeah. No, there was a sorcerer. Amongst that group of fish people, that just had the power to create that entire blizzard, which made me lose the rest of the crew. But luckily, we got out of it, relatively unscathed.
All right, I see. And as he says that, he looks at Eileen, who was with you guys, just to kind of confirm the story. And Eileen just nods.
She almost got taken away too.
Is that so? And Eileen responds, "Well, yeah, that did definitely happen. All right. I mean, it was a scary time. It was not fun."
so now what?
So
Well, I guess that's,
what's the plan? Because the town that we were supposed to stock up on food is kind of dead.
Hmm.
How long and far until the next, possible stop for us to restock?
Well, I mean, in my own experience, there's definitely no other place you want to stop until you get to the Deadeye Bay. This is about the only civilized place that I know of here in the Blood Moon Isle.
Do you think the fish people left some animals that the people were?
I was about to say, we should probably go maybe, see if we can scavenge something.
So with that, Ches, one of the goblins, steps forward, and he says, "Well, look, listen, all right. To what I've experienced in these past few days, they've definitely left things behind. They didn't come here for food or for feed or for animals or anything like that. They just came here to kill. All right, that's the only reason why they were here. There will be enough food. We can definitely show you guys where the stockpiles are, and then you can stock up, and then we'll just clear up all of our friends and family, and we'll fight these people on our own."
No. First of all, you're not gonna fight them on your own. Second off, yeah, we should probably, if you guys don't mind showing us where the food is, that'd be real nice.
We'll be around to help out as much as we can.
Didn't we agree to take them with us to the next place that's like civilized?
I don't know. I don't remember.
No, you have not said anything like that. No, not to my memory.
Oh yeah. No. We said it. We said we'll take them to the ship. But I mean.
Yeah, we said we took the ship, but I'm not sure about anything else yet.
I think we should take them with us if that's
Yeah.
an option, because there's no one here but them now. So
Yeah, definitely.
Is that something you guys want to suggest towards them?
I want to suggest that to McCree.
Okay, all right. So you suggest it to him, and he looks at the goblin and he says, "So, goblins, you guys look pretty civilized. What's going on there?" And Ches, a little bit insulted, looks back at him.
Rude.
And he says, "Thank you very much, Cora. That is indeed rude. But yes, we are indeed civilized. Not all goblins are child-eating, people-stealing killers. All right. We worked a hard days of honest work here. All right, and we live together as one big family here. All right, and I will not have you besmirch our reputation." And with that, Kobar looks back and says, "Well, okay, all right, hold up now. I didn't mean to besmirch anyone's reputation. I know how that feels. That feels, like proper shit, all right? But I'm wondering, are you guys going to stay here, or are you coming along?" To which Ez now steps forward, the female goblin. And she says, "Well, we thank you for the offer, but we're gonna stay here. We need to build up Blood Moon Haven once more. We need to avenge our friends and family. They killed our parents. We're just gonna up and leave. That's not goblin resolve.
Blood Moon Haven?
Yeah, that's the town you're in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Sorry.
It's fine. And she continues and she says, seeing as we're the only ones left at this point besides some of our goblin friends, we should take up the rule. We should clean up, rebuild, find some of the people that did escape but are too scared to come back, and then we can make Blood Moon Haven. We can make it thriving again, just once more. And Kobar looks back to us. All right, your choice. And with that, Ches steps forward to you, Cora, seeing as you guys are pretty much similar height. And he says, "Look, listen, all right, listen. We retrieved a note of sorts. We can't read it, but maybe we know someone who might be able to read it, and it's not too far from here. If you guys could escort one of us there, then maybe we could find out what these Kuatos were actually doing here, and if they're coming back."
Can you show me the note?
Yeah, he can. And with that, you guys received the following note. in your roll 20, what's it called? Journals.
Oh.
Yes.
Where?
In your journal, hold up, let me save the change. There you go. You guys should have it now in your journal.
I'm gonna stay in like push to talk because lawn mowing season has arrived in
Okay.
full swing.
All right, that's fine.
Alright. So I'm guessing none of us know like the language, right?
Well, unless any of you speak Undercommon.
Oh, of course.
Hmm.
Of course. You
I
bastard.
have. Wait. I have comprehend languages spelled.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Okay, allow me to
it's
showcase the asset
first-
to. There we go, just so stream can see it. Just for a quick second.
Yeah, I'll link it.
Young D Sil Sud Nasu. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Okay, so if you have comprehend languages, how long does it take for you to cast it?
One action.
Any spoken language you hear, any written language that you see, but you must be touching the source on which the words are written. The text about 1 minute to read one piece of text as well as the decode. So you must.
Let me patch it. Gotta run my grabby little fingers
Okay.
over the paper.
All right. So as you do, I am now going to add the actual translated piece to your specific journal. You should have that now.
What? You special.
Ooh, it's sneaky hours. Don't be suspicious.
So that is what it says.
Be suspicious.
Do you decide to share that with the party?
Oh, that's
Read it.
important. That's important. Yeah, I'm gonna share. It says your god requires more sacrifices. Blood Moon Haven has souls to spare. The Lord needs to be brought to the material plane.
Holy
Arthos the
shit.
Eternal.
Ah!
That's a party. I don't know what to do with this information.
So I turned to the goblin that talked to me, and I'm like,
Ches.
so where does the person live?
What's an
Probably go
Arthos?
to them for help.
Okay, so many questions. Cora, I'll treat yours first. So as you look back at Ches, and you say all those things, he says, "Why? What's wrong? What's wrong? I mean, the person. I mean, she lives roughly in the forest. It's roughly about an hour's walk from here. It's not that far. She could tell us more about the note. Why? What's on it?"
Well, see, I look at Lark and I'm like, I kind of tried to convey the thought of, do we tell them or do we not?
I'm just gonna ask one question. Do you know what or who Arthos is?
Arthos. Oh God. I mean, it's not necessarily who is. It's more. You know, it's folklore to some degree, I suppose. It's the story goes that Arthos the Eternal is and he goes by many last names, but is that he runs a sacrificial cult village thing deeper down in the forests of the Blood Moon Isle, but it's usually told to just make kids go to sleep. You know, it's like it's one of those stories, right? But if this is truly from him, then God, that's not good. That's not good at all.
You know what? Maybe we should go meet the lady that could help.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that'd be really good. If I'll send one of my friends with you guys, and then you guys can go and meet Madame Chavat, and then hopefully she knows more. That'd be really good.
That's a dumb name.
No, don't say that out loud.
Okay, all right. I'll take that feedback into account for next time.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, and with that,
DM cry.
with that, Ez starts kind of like leans into her brother's chest, and she starts crying.
Aww.
Aww.
Wait. I can. Do you want to play a game for free, or have some playing cards? Maybe make you feel better.
They both look at you, and there's a certain sense of disrespect as you offer them to play a game.
Let them mourn.
I just feel like maybe that will make you feel better. I don't want you being sad. I know that it's good to mourn, but like.
Okay.
It's morning hour.
The all you can hear from Ez is she's just saying, why would they do this? Why?
Alright, never mind, guys.
Alright, so I suppose we should start preparing before
Yeah.
heading out.
We should probably take a long rest for
Yeah.
Okay,
Zerks.
this probably sounds like super dark, but like, do you think the fish boys are more fish than dude? Could we eat those?
That's what I was thinking, honestly.
That's the question that I asked like last session.
Would like I
Could we
feel
eat those?
bad
I mean,
about
but,
eating one?
I mean, you'd suppose that you could probably, you know, if you guys are, if any of you are proficient, if any of you are proficient in skinning animals, right? I suppose that's what they are. You guys could maybe skin a couple of pieces of food together. However, like I said before, there is enough food still in the town that you guys could just eat instead.
Alright.
Bagels.
Bagels.
There are still
Because I was
like
thinking
dried meats and stuff like that.
Damn it, no bagels.
Because I was
I don't
thinking
know
if I
why
still have the caps that tear off, could check if they're edible.
You could, but yeah, I mean, if you guys want to, I mean, feel free to do that.
I don't know why I immediately jumped to eating the fish people. I'm sorry. I'm like, hey, you know those things that are kind of
There is
humanish?
food in the
I'm
town.
gonna eat them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat them.
Okay, so you guys want to take a long rest before leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't need it, but you know.
I mean, you guys can go. You guys can go, and I'll like stay on the ship to just take a long rest myself.
I'm
Nah.
running those spell slots.
Okay.
Never split the party.
Yeah, someone's gonna die
Okay.
again.
So all of you.
Before I take a long rest, can I actually? I don't reckon. Actually, never mind. I'll take the long rest.
Okay. All right. So with that, Ches and Ez kind of look at you guys, questioning if you guys are actually going to help them out or not.
What?
Um,
Yeah.
We're all. I just kind of turned to them and I'm like, we're all like a little bit injured from the fight. So if you guys don't mind, we want to rest up a little bit and get ourselves together and then we can leave.
Okay. All right. So as you say that, Ches looks back at you and says, "I suppose that's fair. I suppose that's probably fair. That's yeah. I mean, the guy with the stick over there, he looks pretty badly hurt. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
It
that's
looks pretty bad. Like you look over and like a bone is sticking out of his skin.
Yeah.
His like eyes like blue.
yeah.
He's not having a good day.
Yeah, and so he says that's fine. We'll make sure that one of our friends comes to pick you up in a few hours from now. But make sure to be ready. And then they will guide you through the forest towards Madame Chava, as she will definitely know how to get rid of this stupid Kuatoa plague. And in the meantime, we will start cleaning up the town and start burying some of the bodies.
I'm not that hurt. Could I?
Say again, sorry.
I'm not that hurt, so I don't necessarily need a long rest. Could I like offer them help?
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
I'll take a long rest and then I'll.
Okay.
Do I need a long rest? I don't think I do.
I'm gonna go for the long rest.
I gotta.
Okay. All right. So I
you all
suppose
help
Cora, Yuda, you guys help out the goblins, and then Zerks and Lark, you guys take a long rest.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So Ches says, "Well, thank you for helping us out. That's really appreciated." And then he looks at Kobar and says, "Hey, dwarf man, could you spare some of your men to help us drag away the many bodies of her friends? And Cobra gets a little bit sentimental, and he says, "Well, of course, of course. I can share some lifting power. You have I will dispose you all of my men to help you out. I'm terribly sorry for your loss." All right, okay. And with that, he kind of walks away into the captain's hut. And he seems to be a bit upset about that. Okay. Anything else before that all commences?
Nah.
No.
Nope, I'm alright. That's sad boy hour, dude.
Okay. All right. So Zerx, Lark, you guys gain all your hit points back, your spell slots, everything else you would have gained back during a long rest. With that, I'm switching over to Regio's perspective. So, Regio, as you awaken, as what seems only a very short moment, you feel the soft, warm glow of a nearby fire, and you smell a very nice stew being prepared. And as your eyes open up, you once more see the druid that introduced herself as Shava sitting next to the fire with your sister on the ground in a comfortable bed of leaves, and you seem to be inside a big hut.
What happened?
And I get up and I slowly look around.
Okay. All right, and she says, she looks over and she says, "Lie back down.
What? What are you talking about?
You need to rest. You are not feeling well, are you?"
I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm so confused.
Your sister's doing okay. I'm keeping her stable at the moment, and it seems to take effect. I won't be able to cure her, but at the very least she won't die either. Don't worry. You're safe now. My trusty ogre friends will protect us in the moments of need.
What exactly happened to me?
Like I mentioned a few days ago when I picked you up, I believe that you were bound to the curse of Accruda.
Accruda? What does that mean?
It's a tale. It's been carried through the generations, and it tends to tug on the heartstrings of any self-made adventurer to go and find out if the story is true. Some return, some don't.
So I've been afflicted with a story? I don't understand.
Look, listen. The curse is not a pretty one. I can explain it to you now, or I can wait for you to rest up and then explain it afterwards.
I guess I'll rest for the time being. I don't think I'll understand it at the moment.
Okay. And with that, she focuses back on your sister, and the fatigue takes over your head once more as you fall asleep. As you fall asleep, like as soon as your eyes close and your head hits the bed that you're on, there's this bright flash, and once more, you are kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and you're standing up. There's no bed, no Madame Chavad, your little sister's not there, and you see again these two red eyes staring at you.
Hello? Who goes there?
Death.
Oh. What do you want from me?
Revenge.
revenge. But I did nothing wrong.
Parents.
I don't understand.
I see if I can I walk in this plane?
Yeah, you can.
I take some steps forward towards where the noise is coming from.
Okay. So as you start moving towards the eyes, because that's mostly where the voice seems to be coming from, the eyes squint a little, and no matter how much you walk, you never seem to get any closer to the eyes.
What is this place? Where am I?
And with that, another bright flash as you jump awake in a cold sweat, and once more, Madame Chava is sitting next to the fire, taking care of your little sister.
What was that?
I see you've communicated.
Communicated?
Listen, I will explain what the curse is, and I think I know a way in which it might be able to be cured. So, like I said, the curse is a tale, by all means, but there is a certain nature of truth to it. The tale goes that the curse was created by the turned prince, who once was a successful prince of a quite small region here on the Blood Moon Isle. He was loved by his people, but most importantly by his wife, Accruda. She was a half-elf, and she was very beautiful. Accruda was the princess, and so she too was very loved amongst the people. So much so that maybe she got too involved at some point. One day, out of the blue, she came to him and told the prince that their love was no more. She would leave the very same day to never return again. The prince's heart broke into 1,000 pieces. How could the love of his life betray him like that? A very silent but potent rage started bottling up inside the prince, and from that day onwards he turned. No longer a loved prince, people started rumors about what the prince was doing in his chambers. None of them got even close. The prince started dabbling in the dark arcane arts of rituals and summonings. On a particular night, he went out to find Accruda, and once he did, he kidnapped her, and he brought her back to his keep. Once she was chained up, he administered a poison of sorts that he had put together himself. As the poison entered her skin, it started rupturing, creating sores and cuts as it rushed through her body. Accruda suffered for 4 straight hours, as she was transformed into an undead half-elf, all whilst the prince was laughing and the princess was wailing for help. The prince then locked up the princess in the highest tower and left her there to rot for an eternity. During each blood moon, the prince returns to the princess just to laugh at her once more, whilst the princess will once more also wail in order to get more help. And she will re-experience the pain that she experienced on that very night of her transformation. The prince was never the same again after that, torturing any of the people that remained until he himself was slain by the sheer madness that drove him to perform a ritual of immortality on himself. Some believe that the ritual went wrong and that his spiritual form got stuck in the material plane between the armor plates that now covered the remnants of his deformed body. I, however, believe that somehow you've gotten into contact with one of the charms that must have been near the prince when he turned. I think that the curse that your sister is affected by and the curse that you are affected by is related. And the only way to break it is to break the charm that is in your right pocket. And as you feel there, you again take out this small, grim-looking wooden charm of a skull that you'd found when you killed the zombie last time. And she continues and she says, I think there are only 2 people in this world that are able to break it. I already had one of my ogres try it, but it seems to be enchanted, and I'm afraid that this kind of potent dark magic is even too powerful for me to single-handedly destroy. They always say that the source of a curse has the ability to also break the curse. But it's a dangerous trip, and it's definitely not one that I'm willing to risk, not just yet. Especially not if you go alone. Now rest up. We will discuss how we can break this curse further tomorrow. And I must admit, your sister is very, very kind, very well-spirited. I will take good care of her.
Okay. Thank you for telling me about this.
Of course. And with that, the fatigue once more takes over your head as it becomes cloudier and cloudier, as your eyes start closing, and you are once again taken far away to a dreamy land of nightmares and past experiences. So after that, I'm switching back again to the party's perspective. Zerx, Lark, you guys have had your full rest, so you've regained everything that you didn't have previously. And Yuda and Cora, you guys helped Ches and Ez and all of the shipmates carry as much of the bodies as you could. It's hard work, it's not very healthy work, and there is a lot of limbs breaking off as these bodies have been here for a few days. But you do manage to clear most of the harbor, and it still leaves plenty to do, but you guys have definitely made a big difference, and Ches and Ez are both incredibly thankful for that. So as you guys return to the ship after that, after a couple hours of that work, you find Zerx and Lark once more roaming around the ship after they had their long rest. What do you guys want to do?
Alright, are we ready to head out? Or do we still want to do some prep?
That was disgusting, and I never want to do anything like that
I
ever
don't get
again.
paid enough for this.
Okay.
Yeah, we can head out. I need a walk.
Okay.
Alright.
So with that, as you guys are discussing that, a different goblin comes over, a bit smaller than Ches and Ez were, so roughly 2.5 foot tall.
He's shorter than me.
Yeah. It's from what you can see, it's a she.
Or she's shorter than me.
And as she comes over,
Congratulations, you found someone smaller than you.
and
Like
as
goblin on the list.
as she comes over, she just straight up hops onto the ship, and she says, "So, who am I taking towards Madame Chavat?"
All of us.
Hi.
Howdy.
All right, all of you. Okay. My name's Teal, and I'll be taking you there today. It's not a very long walk, but it can get interesting. That's for sure. All right, are you guys ready to leave?
Alright, yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right, and with the yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're ready.
Okay. All right. So with that, you guys start walking down the docks and out of the harbor, and you exit towards the east forest side of the town. Roughly 10-20 minutes go by. Is there anything you guys say to Teal or?
No, I don't.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. So roughly another 20 minutes go by, and it seems like you guys have passed these trees before.
Are you sure we're going the right way?
Yeah, I do think so.
God damn it.
God, no, we're not lost.
She's like-
Don't worry.
She's lying.
You can roll a deception check, see if you or insight. Sorry, insight.
Now I deceive her.
You're lying.
Okay. So as you take a closer look at her and you try to kind of figure out if she's lying or not, she seems to be not very sure herself. She seems to be half sure that you kind of go in the right direction. On the other hand, though, she's also starting to question herself of like, oh shit, are we going the right way?
That's not very bueno.
Not at all.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with that information.
I mean, let's keep following her, I guess.
Yup.
Okay. All right. So as you continue to follow, at some point she starts the conversation, and she says, you guys sure did show up when we really needed you, didn't you?
I guess.
Fate has a really interesting way of playing with us, I suppose.
I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, it's quite incredible when you think about it. I mean, it was truly horrible. It was almost like, and it gets a little bit much for her.
Terry, go give her a hug.
And with that, Terry kind of wakes up from your shoulder and just flies over to Teal, and Teal just goes like, "Holy shit! Fuck! It's a dragon! Fuck! 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 Fuck!"
Oh my god.
As she
Come back!
as she like scrambles onto the floor, and she scrambles behind Yuta as she's trying to hide herself from this dragon.
Never mind, Terry, come back.
Okay. And with that, Terry comes back and sits back on your shoulder.
He's my dragon. You don't have to worry. He's a pseudo dragon.
But it's a dragon. Just keep that. I'm sure he's nice, but keep it away from me. I don't do well with dragons. All right, they can swallow me whole. You know that.
How big is Terry? How big is
Terry's?
Like the size of an iguana.
Yeah, more or less.
I just kind of look at her and I'm like, almost like, do you think this child would swallow you?
Yes, yeah. If it got the chance and it was let off the leash, absolutely.
I just kind of, I take Terry into my arms. I kind of hug him and like try to.
Okay.
I'll just look at the goblin girl and be like, it's tamed.
Okay, all right. And as she looks up at you, she's like, I mean, it could still swallow me whole, you know. Even if it's tamed, I'm sure it will like some goblin flesh.
I don't think.
I put the quotation marks. Dragon. You know that he helped us save your town, right?
Well, I suppose that's fair. I just don't want to get eaten whole by a dragon. All right, I heard it happened before. Okay.
Yeah, this one's not big enough to eat you whole.
Nothing's stopping it from not eating me whole, but still eating me.
I am, but you know what? It's fine.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. All right, but just.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just a bit jumpy. All right, I'm just. Look, listen. All right, we got absolutely overrun with these Kuatoas. It was just a clear sky like any other day, and we were all just going to work, and some new ships had come in, and these ships came from the Felocial Forest, and we were super excited because finally the Fane Archipelago and the Felocial Forest were talking again, and you know there were some new races and things like a Tabaxi and a Cyclops, and I even saw a wood giant, and he was really, really cool. But then at some point the sky just turned dark gray, and there's we were used to weird weather patterns, you know, it's fine, so we didn't pay much attention. But then all of a sudden there was this torrential rain, and we'd never seen anything like it, not from any monsoon that's ever passed by. and then we just hear this deep gurgling battle cry as we just got overrun. There must have been dozens of them at the very least. The remaining city guard had gathered, into somewhat of a defensive line, but at that point, hundreds must have already fallen. Not guards, just normal townsfolk. They got massacred. And the priest, he was the worst of all. If I find him, I'm gonna stab him, and I'm gonna cut his throat and hope he dies a horrible death. But anyone that got close, he paralyzed them just instantly. And he would then proceed to stab them with his staff, creating these big shocks of lightning coming from the sky. And in most cases, it would instantly kill whoever the target was. And if that didn't kill them, and they were a tough bastard, then the poison would definitely seep from the end of the staff into the body that would kill them. And some of us, we tried to escape towards the forest, but they were expecting that, and they were just waiting for us. It was horrible to be forced to hear how our friends and family got slaughtered and how our livelihood was set on fire. God damn it, I hate fish.
They don't taste good either.
And you're absolutely right in saying that. Absolutely.
I mean, I think fish tastes pretty good.
I was gonna make a case like I kind of like fish.
And with that, she continues and she says, we only decided to come out because, well, we started to hear more battle sounds and but this time it was paired with the sound of those fucking fish people just dying, and that sounded pretty good to us, and that's when we found you guys. So, thank you for that.
I suppose, yeah, that's.
I
we
mean,
can
you're
help.
welcome, I guess.
And with that, she continues on. I'd like you all to make a perception check, please.
Where?
Oh boy.
I was actually gonna ask Terry to fly up and see if he can tell where we're going, but
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
perception.
So he, oh nice. He flies up, and he, as he looks around, he hasn't been here before. He does not know where he's going. All right. So everyone's rolled perception. Okay. All right. So, let's have a look. So everyone except for Reed, Joe, and Lark. You guys. Let's have a look. You guys, as you look around, as you look up into the trees, because the trees have definitely started growing a lot more, as time progressed by, and these trees are absolutely massive, right? They're probably anywhere up to 60 foot high, 20 meters high.
Tall boys.
Tall, yeah. And they're roughly about a meter to almost 2 meters thick. So 3 to 6 foot thick. And as you guys look up, you see some of the late evening light shift around through the trees. You can't quite make out what it is, but it's some shadows moving around. Yeah.
Oh boy, I want to be prepared. I want to prepare.
Yeah, let's just ready our weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna. Okay, this time I'm gonna prepare my
You're gonna prepare your what? Sorry.
short sword just in case something jumps at us.
Okay.
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna be holding my great club like a baseball bat.
Yeah, same. I'll hold my
Yeah.
fucking quarterstaff like exactly that.
I
Okay.
got my sword.
Actually, not more in a defensive stance, I suppose. Like have the quarterstaff, like not as a bat, just like.
Okay.
You know.
And so as you guys do that, you guys kind of start looking around you, and you keep your eyes towards the skies, and you see some more of those shadows, and Lark, you can now also see the shadows moving around, and they're moving at quite a rapid pace, until all of a sudden you hear as six
Wind.
What was that?
6 large 10-foot tall figures come crashing down from the sky as just
What?
as just in a circle around you. There's just dust and leaves and little branches and everything just being thrown up into the massive wind that comes from that. and there's six, like I said, six large, 10-foot tall, and upon closer inspection, ogres.
Behind Zerx.
Okay, you hide behind Turks. There's these 10-foot tall ogres standing in a circle around you. All of them carry some kind of flail, club, mace, something of the kind. But it's looking like these are made for their size, and so for some of these weapons, they're probably about as big as you guys are.
What the like?
Yeah.
I throw a stone at one of them.
Don't.
Okay.
I stop her from doing that.
Okay. All right. So Cora, roll a d20 plus Dex. Zerx, roll a
Fuck.
also roll a d20 plus Dex. See what comes
20
out.
plus dex, so just my dex thing, right? Of course.
So,
How do you have such
allow me to
bad
play this out.
luck?
So,
It's so stupid. It's
Cora.
so dumb.
Cora, as you pick up a rock and you like hurl it towards one of the ogres, are you specifically trying to hit a specific part of them, or just
No,
hit them?
I just throw a rock at their like in their direction, as a defense mechanism.
Okay, all right. So as you throw the rock, and you
Please
hit,
tell me it misses.
you hit like the forehead of one of the ogres that has a particularly mean-looking, like big a branch of wood that has like metal spikes coming out of it on all
I'm
sides.
going to
And he
walk
just-
behind the group.
He just cracks his neck as he looks towards you, and he just goes,
I apologize for her. I'm sorry. We come in peace. I swear to God, Cora. Stay put.
I'm scared.
and so
Somebody like carry her.
so as you say that, Zerx.
I have my short in front of.
Okay, all right. So Zerx, as you say that, one of the other ogres, this one particularly mean-looking with a very large longsword, pretty well manufactured it seems, and it definitely looks like some pretty good craftsmanship. And he holds his sword kind of like very casually against his shoulder, and he says to you, "Who crosses our holy lands?"
Teal and passerbys. We're here with Teal.
And Teal looks at you and she says, "Holy fuck! No, I mean, these people. They're I'm just Madame Chava. I'm looking for Madame Chava. We are looking for Madame Chava." And with that, his eyebrows frown, and he says, "What for?" And
Was
Teal.
attacked.
Okay, all right. So as you say that, he looks at you and says, "What village?"
Bloodmoonhaven.
Okay.
It's the name. I'm so
Okay.
bad.
It's Bloodmoonhaven, I think.
Yeah.
I wrote it
yes.
down. I'm just
It
dumb.
is, it is. And so he looks at you guys and he says, "So what do you need Madame Chava for? She does not fight."
Lark note.
What?
I just imagine like Lark note. it's
Okay. Does any of you hand over the note, or?
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
It's okay.
I did
You know,
not know what she meant. I was like, no.
we're all still waking up. It's all right.
I take notes. And yeah. I'll show him the note. Fuck.
Okay. So as you get closer, and again, this ogre is twice your size, right? So you reach roughly up to like his lower arm, and as you get closer, he lets the sword fall right beside you, with like the bladed side right beside you, as it bores into the ground, and he takes the note from you, and like, I mean, you know, his fingers are almost as big as the note itself, right? As he takes it and he looks at it, and he says, "Madame Chava can help you. Follow." And with that, as a group of ogres, all of them start moving. They stay in the circle formation,
What the
but all of them
fuck?
start moving towards a certain direction. Do you guys follow?
I
mean,
I cling to Zerx, and I'm just like, yep, let's go.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Okay. So, as you guys get guided through the forest, roughly 10, 20 to 30 minutes pass by as these 6 10-foot tall ogres guide you through the forest. Then you arrive at the top of like an edge, like a chasm of sorts. As you look down, you see it's an oasis. There seems to be a clearing of trees and with very, well, not so bright light anymore, as it's slowly starting to go towards 10 p.m. now. It's almost like this mystical sight. It looks gorgeous, and as you look over the edge, you see some ogres, like some more ogres walking around and fulfilling any of the jobs they were doing. You see some of the guards also, again, ogres walking around the perimeter. One of the main ogre that was talking to you guys, he jumps down towards the next ledge, and he holds out his hand for you, Zerx, as he is implying you to come down with him by standing on top of his hand.
Okay, I hop on.
Okay. All
Please
right.
leave me.
He takes you back down to the next ledge, and that process continues for a while until all of you are all the way down below into the oasis. You get brought. Okay. You slowly get brought towards the middle of the oasis, where a very large, big hut is built, and there seems to be a tiny bit of smoke coming out of the top of the tent. And once you arrive, the main ogre looks at all of you and says, "Wait," as he and him alone go inside. And with that, I'm switching over back to Regio's perspective.
I wanna leave.
So, Regio,
Mom, please.
as you progress through your dreams and your nightmares and your experiences in your sleep, you once more wake up. And
I'm on a drug trip.
as you do, Madame Chavat is still sitting there. You're not sure how much time has passed since you actually got here, wherever here is. But as soon as you kind of sit up and you kind of like rubbing your forehead, kind of go like, oh god, like, because you definitely have a headache of sorts. Ikor, the one of the ogres that carried your sister, he comes in with his great longsword, and he immediately gives you a nod, and he immediately talks to you, Madame Chavat, and he says, "I found 5 strangers." And Madame Chavat responds and says, "What do they require?" "They require help to decipher a message." And Madame Chavat kind of looks up, and she turns to you, and she's talking to Ikor, and she says, "All right, let them through."
Before they enter, I quickly grab my mask and put it on.
Okay.
If I wasn't wearing it already.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely wearing it now. And as you do that, Madame Chavat looks directly at you, as also her cloak now goes on, and she says, "Regio,
Yes?
grab your chainsicle and stand beside me, please."
Yes, ma'am.
And I wrap the chain cool, like partially around my arm, like the chain bit, and hold the blade in my hand, and I stand next to her.
Okay. All right. So, for the party again, so you guys wait a couple of minutes, and then Ikor comes back out again, and he looks at you and says, "Enter," as he holds up one of the like cloth doors,
Oh god.
and he's requesting you guys to enter the hut.
I don't
I'm
care
not
if it's
going
a hut.
first.
I'm
not going
still,
first.
I am not
Got
going
it.
first, and
I'll go first.
I still have my fucking sword out. I don't
go
give
first.
a fuck if it's a hut.
I'll go after, but like I do not want to be the first one in.
Okay. All right. So it's Zerx, Lark, then.
I cling behind Lark.
Okay, then
Oh,
it's
okay.
Cora, and then it's Yuda at the back. And then Teal after that. Because Teal somehow seems to be very inclined to hide behind you, Yuda. And with that, you guys go in. And as you all enter this hut, You you smell a mixture of different herbs and spices as you see two cloaked figures. One is wearing a dark green cloak made of branches and leaves as these two pale lilac eyes stare in your direction. The other is also wearing a dark green colored cloak, but this one's made of fabric. And this person is a bit smaller than the person in the leaf and branches cloak, but they're holding a sickle, what seems to be attached to a chain. As you enter, the female you see now in the dark green branches cloak speaks up and says, "So, you require my help?"
Yes, we have this note that we'd like you to translate.
Okay.
We know what it says.
I already
Oh, well,
translated it to
Yeah,
you.
fuck, what are we here for then?
To explain it.
Okay, well
Yeah.
done. Okay, that. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, all right.
I'll pass it over.
Okay, all right. And so as you pass it over, and Ikor very abruptly jumps in between the two of you, and he takes the note from you, and then passes it on to Madame Chavat.
Bruh.
And
Rude.
then Teal jumps in and kind of steps forward and says, "Yes, Madame Chavat. We were attacked a few days ago, and you know, back in Blood Moon Haven, by an infestation of Kuatoas. And she looks back and she says, I understand." And Teal continues and she says, "So I mean, these adventurers, they would like to know any more information about that note that you have there." And like Teal is getting progressively more scared as Ikor, the big ogre, is just not looking particularly friendly towards Teal. And she's like, "They'd like to know more information about what we. I mean, they found." As she again crawls over the floor and she gets behind you, Yuda. And Madame Chavat doesn't look particularly moved by it, and she says, "I see. And do these adventurers have names?"
The name Zerx.
Flirk.
Hi, I'm Cora.
Yuda.
All right. It's nice to meet you all. And as she nods to each one of you, Yuda, she looks at you a bit longer than the rest of them, as her eyes seem to very much lock with yours, and she's trying to poke around for information. But you know, she seems to be unable to do so. And with that, she says, "Right, it is nice to meet you all. Let me read this." And as she reads it, she kind of turns around and she says some words that you guys don't understand, as it's a language that you guys don't understand. And she, after a few minutes of muttering and talking under her breath and all that kind of stuff, she looks back to you guys, and she says, "Right, so a message in Undercommon. It's a tough one. Arthos is not someone to take lightly. But if this note truly comes from him, then that means that he's most likely attempting another ritual to summon something, a lord of some sort. And normally I would presume that it would fail, but if he's sending out specific kill orders like this, he must be certain that it will work. Do you guys know who or what he's trying to summon?"
If we knew, we wouldn't have come here.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. So as you say that, almost without even moving, right? Or you didn't see him move. Ikor is now standing behind you,
Oh God.
and he's just going,
down with my
breathing on you. Oh no.
Okay, now I'm standing face in quotation marks to face with him with my sword out, and I'm like, move back, please.
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
What?
Dude, you're gonna
Okay,
get dead.
all right. So as you turn around and you face him, this sudden surge of fear and terror like just comes over your body.
I have advantage on that. Fuck you.
I know. Just wait. But before it's like taking hold of your muscles, you kind of manage to shrug it off, and in this case, you're not terrified of the demeanor of this ogre, and he just scoffs at you, and he then moves back towards Madame Chavan.
I don't like this man. I don't like this man. I don't like this man.
And Madame Chavan takes up the word again, and she says, "If you guys want to stop this ritual that will definitely happen, then you must find out what it is that he's trying to summon. Where did you get this note?" And Teal speaks up, and she says, we my friends got the note from a Kuatoa archpriest, but they got away." And Madame Chaval looks back and she says, "You're gonna have to find that priest once more, or else God knows what might happen."
So, the last time we saw him, he was kind of, I think he ran away.
Right, I see. Do you have any physical description of him? I might be able to locate him.
Fish dude.
So, Regio, you're hearing all of this, and a voice pops up in your head of Madame Chavat, as she tells you, it would be wise for you to find out what it is this Arthos is trying to summon, as I believe it could be connected to the curse.
Can I talk to her back?
You can try to respond in your head.
I think I'm like, I.
How can I hear you but you're not talking to me? Whoa.
Nah,
Whoa.
okay.
Whoa.
So, and with that, she doesn't seem to give any physical reaction to your response, Regio. But yeah, it seems like she received the message. She continues and she says, "I'm willing to reward you all quite handsomely if you found out more information." Is that
How much
something?
we talking?
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about gold coins. I'm talking more about items, things, useful weapons that you might be able to use to further your adventures, because that's what you guys are, right? Adventurers.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys don't say anything else?
I mean, no.
Okay.
I don't.
Kind of scared to at this point, to be honest.
Okay. And so with that, Madame Chavat says, "Not a very talkative bunch." Okay. And she looks at you, Yuda, and she says,
Fucking bodyguards.
do you again say that out loud?
No.
I whisper it.
Okay, you whisper it. Okay, alright, let's have a look. Let's see if she hears that.
Oh no.
Okay, she does not hear that.
Okay.
No, she doesn't hear it.
But do the guards hear it?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Do the guards hear it? No, they don't. Okay, alright. And so,
Do I hear it?
Anyway, you would have gone out anyway.
roll a perception check, Regio. See if you hear it. Okay.
Bruh.
Yeah, I believe you would hear that. Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
can hear you, that stupid.
Uh-oh.
Do you
We're
respond to
gonna
it?
get jumped by this
Snitch,
guy.
bro.
I slowly step forward and raise my chain sickle slightly.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you say anything?
I think, like I did before, to see if it reaches the lady. I keep forgetting her name.
Mhm.
And say like
Maybe it might be best to take the bodyguards back a little.
Okay. Again, no physical response, no voice coming back in your head. But as you say that, some of the ogres that are in the tent, they take a step back.
oh,
Okay. And with that, Madame Cheval looks at all of you, and she says, if you all well, if you all require new items and you want to help out all the poor souls that must have fallen at Blood Moon Haven, the best thing you could all do is find out what it is they are trying to summon.
Understood. I don't know what to do with this information.
What? I
guess
missed
we're
that.
home.
She's basically said that you guys need to find out what it is that they're trying to summon.
Right. And where do we
have
start the
any
search?
leads?
Well, like I said, find the Kuatoa priest, retrieve any notes that might be on his body, and we'll look from there. There should be a list of ingredients of some sort, kind of as if you were going to a shop, but then instead for a ritual.
Right, that sounds a bit morbid.
It definitely can be if we don't do anything about this.
Right, okay.
Okay.
We'll get to that then.
Okay. So as you guys do that, she says, or as you guys kind of nod, I presume. There's two things she does. Yuda, you also hear a voice in your head. This time from Madame Chavat, who's standing in front of you. She's looking directly at you. And she says, I believe this is not the first time you've heard that name. Did you say anything back?
No.
Okay. All right. She nods, and then she says to all of you, in order to make sure that this goes well, I'd like to send with you my most promising pupil. Please meet Regio.
Huh.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Swear to God, if he's as fucking scary as those fucking ogres, I don't want him.
I step back. I step back slightly, still unused to being around people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fine. I hope we can get along at some point.
Okay. And with that, Regio, you hear a voice in your head saying, you are destined for great things. Please. I believe in you. I will take good care of your sister.
Don't fuck this up.
Don't be like, okay.
Don't
leave Run Red.
Leave her on red.
I respond back and I'm like,
Leave her on red.
I respond back and I'm like,
As you wish, just make sure she's safe.
Always. Okay.
and I step forward.
Okay. As Regio comes closer to you guys, you can see this. There's elven ears, but there's a very dark obsidian skin. As he gets closer, you guys can tell that this is probably a dark elf, a drow, which is also a common name for them. And with that, what do you guys do?
I guess we start heading.
I look at like Lark or Zerx and I'm like, can we please leave? I'm scared.
All right. Well, thank you for the leads. We'll be on our way then.
Of course, my bodyguards, as you guys like to call them, will escort you out.
No, thank you.
You have nothing to fear of them, as they are kind to everyone that does not betray me. So please,
No, thank you.
you will lose your way if you don't follow them.
Oh God, I don't want this.
Just get it over
Alright,
with.
let's
Let's go. Alright. I'll say thank you to the lady, and we out. We're out of here.
Okay. All right. So at this point, it's probably 11:30 p.m. Right? So it's getting close to midnight. And as you all leave the tent, or the hut that you were in, now with an extra companion by your side, you guys see a faint red glimmer across the moon as you look up.
Oh no.
And you guys start heading towards the direction you came from. So the walk takes roughly about 2 hours for you guys to get back to Blood Moon Haven. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do during that walk? Any socializing, anything like that?
I'll strike
Talk
up
to
some combo with
Regio and be
Regio,
like,
yeah.
so.
I swear,
How are you?
I'm never fucking going back to that fucking place ever again.
Let's just, get back safely.
I
Your name
slowly
was-
start walking slower and end up standing next to the homie ogre that picked me up.
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause we're spiritually homies now.
Okay. All right.
Homies.
So as you slow down, there's a slight sound of acknowledgement. Just
Yeah, we homies.
I don't know if I hear that, but if I do, I'm fucking terrified.
he slightly bows down to you, like kind of like sideways, and he says,
boo.
Boo.
"No, he does not say boo. Damn it."
I fucking druid.
He bows down to you and he says, "Will you be okay?"
Wait,
He's
who?
saying to me.
Yeah, he's saying that to you, Regio.
I reply and I'm like,
I'll do my best.
That's all I can ask. And with that, he stands back straight up and he continues walking.
Alright. I guess Zerx walks over to Regio. Like, not like, ever, like a little subtly, starts slowing down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get, like, in like his vicinity, kind of. Not very close whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But, keep my distance a bit.
Okay.
I
Romance
don't want to
is
be, like,
blossoming.
I don't want to be, like, over familiar yet.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Sure. You slow down. You end up next to Regio. Take it from there.
Alright. So your name was Regio, right?
Correct.
I see. What brought you here to, Blood Moon?
Personal matters.
Right, yeah, I won't pry too much. That sounds like something I should
That would be the best.
I suppose. Well, I hope that, like I said before, we'll be able to get along. It seems like
Maybe.
we'll have an adventure in front of us.
Try not to die.
Very
my best.
comforting. Yes.
Ah, yes.
A plus.
And when I say that, I slowly grab like the tip of my hood and pull it a bit more over my mask.
Again, I was like, okay.
It's so edgy.
I've had my experiences with death. Near death at least, and I managed to get out of them. Which
Same.
Yeah, I guess because of who? Us?
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
well, I wouldn't have in the first place if you guys just helped out normally.
What do you mean I did like half of the damage to that dude?
And you were all the way in the back.
This is going
Yeah,
to
and?
afternoon.
Whatever.
Being dumb.
We're quite the lively bunch, but we hope you can warm up to us like soon enough.
Right.
We'll make sure you
Nah.
don't regret your choices.
I glare over at the two tieflings
Mm-hmm.
from underneath my mask and then just
That's a
continue.
little racist.
Rude.
Racist.
Wow. Don't target me. I have my
I'll glare back at him.
reasons.
Huh?
How does it feel, huh?
Brown man.
How's it
I'm
feel?
gonna glare back at you.
I'm not actually.
You don't know I'm glaring at you. I'm wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah.
Sense it.
See my
I
eyes.
sense the
I
intimidation.
You feel the daggers.
I feel the bad vibes.
Yuda, Lark, roll a perception check.
Do I feel the bad vibes?
And
How
then
would they see the hidden
and then
mask?
and then Regio, and then Regio, you roll a stealth check. Probably
I'm
works
still
best.
gonna glare at him just because I can.
Oh, just one more.
Okay, all right. You guys don't notice any glaring of any sort.
I'm still gonna glare at him because I can.
He's gonna fucking kill us in our sleep or some shit.
Maybe.
Not if I do it first.
So,
Wow.
as you guys continue to walk, is there anything else you guys like to do before we move on?
Force more conversation under
I'll be sure to like stick around. I'll stick around, like, you know.
I
closer
pull out
to Regio.
a bun or a roll from my pocket and stick it underneath my mask slightly and nibble it. Because I'm a hungry boy, and then I bite a little bit and then I put it back in my pouch.
Okay, all right.
Wait, I think I
easy enough.
still have one moldy croissant.
Oh, it's completely rotten at this point, right? It's just a mold croissant.
Some
Ew.
croissant, dude.
I want
Get
to
rid
say,
of that.
like,
Moist don't.
I just want to, like, as we're walking along, I just want to force more conversation that's, like, meaningless on Regio. Like, so, where you from?
None of
How's the wife?
While
do
we're
have
walking,
that.
I look sadly at my moldy croissant.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So,
And I knock
yeah.
the croissant out of her hands.
Being emotionally attached to objects. Boom.
I will get to that in just a second. Lark, I'll let you continue.
I was gonna keep bothering him, like, so, you got any hobbies, I guess, other than brooding?
I just like
No?
glance over, tilt my head slightly, and then tilt my head back and start walking slightly faster.
I sure do love tasty conversation. Well, that went well. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Yuda, you attempt to strike the moldy croissant.
Strength deck.
I mean, to be fair, it'd probably be dex due to its precision. But both
You'll
you.
try and break Cora's vice grip for a moldy croissant.
Yeah.
No, I
Um,
want to keep my moldy croissant.
So both of you
Croissant.
roll a dex check to see how well you guys do.
Damn it.
Okay. All right. So Yuda, as you kind of like all of a sudden strike out towards
fucking
this moldy croissant, Ruda is so attached to this croissant that your hand, as soon as it like kind of like karate chops it, right? It's kind of bendy and rubbery, and it just your hand kind of
moldy
bounces
hand.
back as Cora gives you just this glare, and she's like white knuckles holding onto her croissant.
I'm gonna stuff the moldy croissant into Yura's mouth now.
Oh god. Okay. So I'm gonna presume you don't let that happen.
Roll a
Yuda.
death saving throw.
If I fail, I die
You
instantly.
die
So,
instantly.
Cora, make a strength check, please.
Oh boy.
Okay, and then
Can I get it with advantage?
no, and then
Fuck.
Yuda, you make a strength saving throw. Okay. Alright. So, Cora, as you lunge for Yuda and try to stuff this moldy croissant into her mouth or into his mouth, Yuda is just like bouncing away and just dodging you. Yeah, no, you do not manage to put it in her mouth.
Alright, fuck you. I'm just gonna throw it at you then.
Fucking.
Okay, you throw it at her. It kind of misses, and it just like scuffles off into the leaves, and it just disappears.
It's gone forever. You can't have it back.
Yeah. So and
I
then
hate you.
with that, as the walk progresses, at some point, the ogres start taking their distance as they move back, and they kind of nod at you guys. And Regio, for you, Ikora says, "Stay safe. We will keep your sister safe."
Thank you.
It is my pleasure. And with that, you guys continue to walk, and from this point, Teal pretty much knows the way back. And as 10-20 minutes progress, I'd like you all to make a perception check for me, please.
I do not like the orcs.
Why do I keep getting shitty rolls?
Passing roll. There we go.
Okay, so I'm taking group average.
Sorry guys, I got a 1. We're not going anywhere.
So as the night
Average.
progresses, right? As the night progresses, and you guys continue to walk, at some point, you start hearing the sound of some yipping and yapping
Dogs.
as you just start hearing that. It's kind of at first in the distance, and then it starts coming closer and closer. And that's where we'll take our break. Before we went on break, you guys started hearing yipping and yapping in the distance as these voices start coming closer and closer, and you guys enter a clearing of sorts. I'd like you all to roll initiative for me, please.
Oh my god!
Come on, come on.
It's not a puppy.
Hey!
18! Fuck yeah!
Okay, alright, so
This might be a good game. This might be a good game, boys.
it might be. Let me change the track real
I've
quick.
been rolling not too bad. Come on.
There we go. There we go. So the track is queued. Let's see. So what you all? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Sorry. You all. So 25 to 20. Anyone?
Yep, me.
Okay. What'd you roll?
20.
20. Okay. All right. 20 to 15. Anyone?
Hi, I rolled an 18.
Okay. All right. 18. 15 to 10.
I got 13.
13. Okie dokie. All right. And then 10 to 5.
Yeah, I got 7.
7 for Regio. And then 5 to 0.
Becca got a 4.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
I forgot to unmute. Yeah, I got a 4.
There you go. All right. All right. So that's the initiative order determined, and let's have a look. Okay, that would mean that you guys see the following.
Oh god.
Is it a cool dog? I hope it's a cool dog.
If it's a dog, I'm taming it. I don't have proficiency in animal handling, but
Well,
I
if
will
it's an
tame it.
angry
Never mind.
That ain't no dog. There's like hyenas
Oh,
with big old legs.
it's those. Oh no.
Fellas.
And for this
Hyena
one,
tribe.
Hyena tribe. Yeah, dude.
for this one, I need to make
Furry
sure.
man tribes.
Oh boy.
There we
Oh,
go.
that's a
big.
big boy.
What?
Oh, he
Miss.
big.
Oh, miss.
Look at that fella.
There we go.
Oh, foul.
Seems convenient that the ogres aren't
What
here
if-
to back us up.
Right? That would be
He's gonna
nice.
one tap these fools.
Okay. All right. So you guys enter from the top area as I drag you all in.
Dudes.
Yeah. Look at all the great art to represent them.
Why are you upside down? Please no.
I did the backflip.
Also, you can
There we go.
if a character token's dead, instead of flipping them upside down like before,
Mhm.
you can actually like make
can do
X
this.
for their token. Yeah, that.
Oh shit!
Going upside
I didn't know that. How do you do that?
You
I don't have access to my token.
I see.
you
Oh, you can. Is
select
it right
the
click and
token.
then?
Yeah.
No, you select the token and like well,
Oh shit! Oh holy fuck!
and then
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Nice.
Wait, what? Wait,
Good
where?
stuff.
Cut out.
You go into the. You click on your dude. Go to the bottom thingy where there's a little circle,
Oh,
and then there's
circle.
an X.
look, you also have like these little thingies.
Oh, it's so rad.
I'm gonna be
So,
purple.
like,
Okie
like
dokie.
let's say you're unconscious. Sleepy boy face.
Yeah.
Sweetie.
Boy.
That's
Okay.
rad. Okay, that's
So-
cool.
As you guys enter this clearing from the distance, you see these big dog slash hyena looking creatures
What the fuck?
who have now noticed you and they just go.
Ah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, well it's not currently your turn.
know,
It
I
is
know, I know.
Xerxes' turn. And the guy in the middle specifically, he looks about 3 times the size of the other ones.
Well, that's
Um,
just funky.
And he is carrying a
fresh.
big double-sided axe. As he looks at you, he just goes,
How far is this? That's 90 feet.
Mhm.
I
That's
can't
it.
throw a dart that far.
What
No.
if we just turn around and go the other way?
What if we just run?
Xerx, it's your turn.
So we running or?
No, you can't communicate. You need to do your own thing.
Okay, well, fuck. Shit.
All right. How far? Okay, I have 40 moves, so I
Mhm.
can go this far. So wait, hold on. So that's here, I believe I did.
No, one further.
One more.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I go here, and now the distance between me and them is. Fuck. That's still 50. How much?
How much?
Wait.
What's your maximum range on your darts?
Can I hold on? Let me roll so I can check because I can't see it here. It is 20 to 60.
60. So you could. I'm,
Also
I'm,
got a nat
Can I just,
20,
can
dude.
I
I'll,
just do that?
I'll accept the roll. But for now we know it's 60. But I'll accept the roll. So yeah, roll your damage because that absolutely hits. Are you aiming for the big guy or?
Yeah, because I think I can only reach the big guy. No, I can actually reach the others, but I think we want to do some damage on the big guy, like straight out the bat.
Okay.
So, I'm
Watch
doing
him
that.
be the
I will throw it
weakest.
at the. I will throw it at the big guy. It's a normal dart because I didn't specify it was poison.
Mm-hmm.
And now I roll damage, which will be 10 piercing because I get crit, right?
Yes, that would be the case. Yes.
It automatically did it.
All
for you.
right. That's
good for me.
great.
So it
Okay.
just rolls another dart. That it rolls another.
It rolls another damage. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right, yeah. You so as you take the dart and you just throw it in one big lunge, and it goes through the air as it just hits the this pack lord into the chest, and it just goes as it looks at you and is now focused on you.
Okay, I'll take my bonus
Made him
action.
Angry.
Okay.
I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Okay.
Away. I'll dash like. Wait, I get to move 40 because dash is double speed, right?
Yeah, 40.
Which,
Yeah.
Okay, so I can.
Runs up, smack, runs back.
Okay.
Guys, I hit him, but I'm scared.
Does that end your turn?
Good job, dude.
Okay, Cora, it's now your turn. You're up.
I'm
And
gonna
then-
shoot him with my longbow.
Okay, Yuta, you're up next after this.
You most
Um,
definitely have the range for that.
Okay, so
Right,
Cora,
yeah.
Come on, +8. Hit him.
roll your
the big
attack.
guy.
Fuck! Wait, I
Ow!
can reroll! I can reroll!
Yeah,
you
you do
can.
get a reroll. That's true.
Wait, can I use? No, I'm joking.
Rolling that one again. I swear to God.
14.
Okay, so as you take out an arrow, and you shoot, and this arrow also just straight through the air. It comes into the direction of the pack lord, and then he sees it coming, and he just puffs his chest out, which you can see is covered in studded leather armor and breastplates and things like that. As just dink, just the arrow just bounces off.
Higher than 14.
Alright,
Into-
fuck you.
As it does not do any damage. All right, well, what else do you do? You also have Terry's turn.
Fuck. Terry, go throw a rock at one of them.
Okay.
I say this one.
Okay, so I do believe that's out of range.
Fuck.
As Terry has 60 feet flying speed.
Fuck.
That's still a pretty decent distance.
Wait,
It's a good
60,
distance.
60. I can't do anything with 60.
No.
How far are these dudes?
Does he have dash?
No, he would not have the ability to dash. No.
Fuck. Alright, I guess I'm. Yeah, no. I guess I don't.
Cause turbulence.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Yuta, it's now your turn. Regio, you're up next.
Alright. So, I got a firebolt and it's a 120 feet range, so we're
Okay.
gonna smack this big boy.
Okay. All right. You're gonna
I
firebolt
ain't going
it.
close to that fucker.
Okay. All right. Give it your best shot. See if your firebolt can burn them alive. All right. Let's have a look.
Oh wait, I have to actually roll.
Yeah,
I can't just
yeah.
click.
Make a ranged spell attack.
Come on. Hey!
So I believe that adds your dex for a ranged attack.
Okay, then plus I think 2 or 3. I don't remember.
Uh, +2. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that does because you're aiming for the big guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking him up from
Let's
this
see.
distance, bro.
It takes 1d10 fire damage. Okay. So as you concentrate on your new arcane spell that you've gained with your recent level, and you just launch out this fireball, this almost a half a foot in diameter fireball just shoots across towards the pack lord, and as he's still laughing about the fact that the arrow didn't hurt him, he does not see the firebolt coming, and he takes the full force of it. Roll your d10 of damage. Okay, all right, okay. So as the fireball impacts, you can just see some of the skin kind of like searing away, and he just goes, and then he focuses on you this time. Does that end your turn?
I don't think I could do anything else.
Okay.
Because I ain't moving closer.
Okay, fair enough. Richo, it's your turn. Lark, you're up after that.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna run over to here.
By the
Okay.
way, what are these creatures?
I'm gonna run here, and I'm gonna go stealth boy mode,
Mhm.
so I can try and like hide, and then I'm gonna try and make my way around.
Okay.
During my next turn.
Roll a stealth roll. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, they roll a 4. They don't see you. You are currently, for them, you're hidden.
Right, and I am my turn there.
Okay, all right. So, Corey, quickly to answer your question, these are gnolls, which are like half hyena, half wolven, half dog creatures who are on 2 legs, and they tend to roam general woods trying to pick out anyone that looks decently weak enough for them to pick on.
What would they
Boy,
classify
were they
as?
mistaken.
They would classify as humanoids.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Lark, it's your turn. You're up. Search,
Okay,
you're after this.
I-
Alright.
Okay.
Wait, I'm after this again? What?
Mhm. Oh, actually, no, the gnolls are after this, but after that,
Yeah,
it's you.
let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get behind this rock for a little bit of cover.
Okay. That would give you about half cover.
Close enough.
Half a cover.
Just stand at the little base of this tree, real sneaky like.
Mhm.
Man, I don't have a lot of range here. Hold on. That is literally my maximum. And I'm gonna throw a dart at it.
Okay, all right. You also have a dart. Okay, all right. So as
We
you,
had just the dart group.
yeah, as you grab a dart and you
Dart's got
lunge it,
36.
roll your attack. Let's have a look. Okay, all right. So so you're throwing a dagger, not a dart.
It's dagger.
Oh shit! Fuck. Yeah, dagger. I
Okay.
forgot.
No, that's all right.
Dart.
Oh, I was like, wow.
So as you take a dagger out
They're not the
and
same.
you lunge it towards the gnoll that is 60 feet away from you, the gnoll sees it coming and quickly raises its shield as it just bounces off back onto like the main open clearing onto the floor, and he just goes.
I thought I was just gonna make a wheeze noise.
No, they're not asthmatic. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, and with that, it is now the turn. Oh no, sorry. Are you anything else you want to do?
No, I was trying to see if I had anything else I could do, but I can't. All good though.
Okay, all right. So with that, it's the turn of the gnolls, who are very excited to get into battle, as they all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one.
At me fuckers.
1, 2, 3.
Watch them like move all the way up to us. Like, hey, what's good? I have like 15 times their movement speed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. As all of them start moving forward, and Lark, the guy in front of you, he will throw a spear at you, but you have the half cover, which adds 2 AC, which makes your total AC. What does that make?
My AC I believe is 15.
So plus 2 makes 17. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a look. What does it roll? It rolls. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, it rolls a 19.
Oh my god.
So
Feels bad.
as the spear comes lunging towards you, let's have a look. It does 6 piercing damage as it just hits you in the upper arm, and you just stumble back a little bit as the spear is now stuck in your arm. You take 6 piercing damage.
Owie.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Not a fan.
Just don't remove it. Just leave it there.
Just leave it in. Yo.
Oh, I actually rolled the wrong
Should we do
damage,
the
but
health
it's
bar
fine.
thing?
You
Should we do the
can.
health bar thing?
You can do it if you want to. I don't know how to set that up, but I will continue.
It's the red one, right?
Yes.
The red one is supposed to be your
No.
Hold on,
Where's the green?
No.
It's the green one.
So
Why can't I let me select me?
I believe it's the green one, but if you go into your little gear wheel and click that, the first bar you can make it whatever number your health is,
Oh, okay.
and
I
from
can
there
roll
you
that.
just subtract.
Yeah.
okay, so with that, that's that knoll. The other knolls aren't quite close enough. The knoll near you, Regio, he will roll a perception check to see if he can see you. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Bruh!
Oh,
Yikes.
He sees you. He absolutely sees you.
That's so whack, bro.
And with that, he's gonna also throw a spear
Oh, he has
towards
2 plus
you.
AC.
And just as a note, I rolled the wrong damage on Lark, but you know that's my loss. But I will roll the right one.
So fancy.
I will roll the right one for you, Regio. So let's have a look. He rolls. That is a 21 to hit.
What the fuck?
Oh,
I'm rolling really well.
Press X to down. I'm kidding.
Okay.
if we get killed by hyenas, I'm gonna lose my
Let's have a look.
mind.
You take wrong dice. This one. Oh god. You take 3 points of piercing damage as this spear comes lunging towards you, and it hits you like right in the leg as you just go. With that, your recovery is now revealed to the other gnolls.
Fuck me, dude.
The big gnoll will roar very loudly as he swings his battle axe back and forth as he moves forward, but he doesn't have anything ranged that he can in this case use. Actually, no, he has a longbow. Yeah, he has a longbow. Let's
Whack.
see who did the most damage to him. That'd be Zerx.
shit to him.
That'd be Zerx. So he takes out his longbow as he takes an arrow, and he's going to try and shoot at you, Zerx. Let's have a look. Longbow. Okay. That is a 22 to hit.
What the fuck?
Okay.
You're fucking making these die up. You're making these die up.
I'm rolling really well. I rolled an 18. It's
Roll
plus
in
4.
public. Roll in public.
You guys would love that.
Use roll 20.
But you can use your reaction to use deflect missile.
Oh fuck, you're right. Oh.
I'll only remind you this time, but you know.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I completely forgot about that.
Oh, that's alright.
Fuck yeah, bro. Okay, so what do I roll?
For deflect missile, I believe you roll a d8 or a d10 in order to.
Range weapon. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by a d10 plus your dexterity modifier. So I can roll a d10 plus 3.
A d10 plus 3? Okay, alright, roll it. See if you
Hold on, wait,
negate it.
Okay, sure. Wait, do I? Because I negate the damage.
Yeah. So he
roll
rolls he rolls 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Okay. Come on. Luck, please. Where's my D10?
What if
plus-
he rolls a 13? Does the guy take three points of damage?
No. Then I catch it. And I can throw it back.
Yeah.
So a D10, right?
Mm-hmm.
7 plus 3.
That's 10.
10.
Okay,
That's
so
10.
yeah.
I can catch it, bro.
Yeah. So this arrow comes straight for you, but you are prepared, and the way the Kensei is now helping you as well. It's just your monk background. As you just grab hold of the arrow just as it reaches your face. Do you want to?
Can I like throw it back? Can I use that momentum to like throw it back?
You can, yeah.
I'll do that. What do I roll for that?
Just a normal ranged, so a d20 plus dex, just normal ranged attack.
D20 plus dex.
Yeah.
So I can just roll my dex.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. Okay, I'm just thinking what kind of roll a d8 plus 2.
Oh, tits, bro. Let's go. I'm gonna roll like a 1. Well, I'll do 3 damage at least. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, hey, I caught an arrow and I threw it back. I'll fucking take that, bro.
True, yeah, that is true. Okay, so you catch his arrow and just in a like almost like a beautiful spin. You spin around and you just throw it straight back at the Gnoll Pack Lord as he sees it coming, and it just hits him like straight across the shoulder as it just leaves a big gash. As you still do a good bit of damage to it. All right, very nice. So that ends their turn. Zerx, it's now your turn. And Cora, you're back
I am
for this.
kissing this big guy. He's gonna come for me, you guys. So okay, so before I like make any moves, I tell Cora and Yuta to back up Regio
Mm-hmm.
because from what
Alright.
I assume I have the most movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
What about Lark?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to Lark. You guys go
Okay.
to closer.
Simp.
I get it.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Oh my
please
god,
stop.
I'm simping for Golf. Oh no.
Yeah.
So I
Oh
head
no,
over here.
simp
That's
for girlfriend.
that's 40 feet exactly. Then from here, I will. Let's see. I'll throw a dart. I'll throw a poison dart at the fucker.
At the
Dude
guy.
close to me.
Okay. Yeah. Roll your poison attack. Poison dart attack.
So it's just dart.
Yep.
Wait,
Oh wow. Yeah. No, that absolutely hits.
Why am I rolling so good? Ah. I'm
What's it
happy
like?
for once. I'm happy for once.
Yeah. So
My rolls are actually good. I'm glad.
roll your damage. And then I thought we said it was a 1d6 of poison
4 pierce.
damage.
4 piercing. Does it roll Constitution?
Oh yeah, it has to roll a Constitution of 12, DC 12.
That's
have a
fucking
look.
low.
Yeah, it's not very potent poison.
Yeah,
Let's
fair, I
see,
guess.
Constitution,
Nice.
but his Constitution is +0 and he rolled a 10, so he does not succeed. So I believe that there's a
Finally, the first time my
d6.
poison works. Let's go.
A d6 of poison damage gets added as the poison takes hold of his body, and he now also has disadvantage on any attack rolls or skill checks.
Yeah, bro.
Wait, which one? The big
The
dude.
one that the one nearest to me.
Yeah, the one nearest to you.
Oh.
Oh, I can now do the thing.
This one?
I can do
Yeah.
the thing. I will just give him a green dot.
Fancy. Green.
He is now poisoned. That is
So I
very
do 4
useful.
piercing, and then along that I do
A d6 of poison damage.
Okay, so do I roll the d6? Where is it? D6. Come on, add a 6. Let's go.
All right, very nice.
So 4 piercing and 6 poison.
4 piercing and 6
10.
poison. All right,
I
so
don't,
this
I don't know like
guy.
if the damage like matters. I just
Oh no, it does. It does. This guy is looking pretty hurt. Like the impact of the dart like kind of like entered like the right hand side of its throat. As the poison just
Oh,
instantly takes
buddy.
hold of its body because it's so close to the heart.
Sorry.
And there's just a little bit of blood going down from his neck, but you can tell that the poison did a lot more there, and he's looking really hurt.
Oh, buddy.
I still
Okay.
have my bonus action.
Yeah, you do. You could also use a key point.
Alright.
I can also use a key point.
I'm not sure what you would use it for.
I know what I could use it for,
Mm-hmm.
but I won't. 'Cause,
Okay.
I'll play it a little safer. I'll play it a little safer. I'll stick to like.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
ideas.
So that ends your turn. Corey, you're up. Yuta, you're after that.
Alright, so I'ma move towards Luigio,
Mhm.
like here ish.
Luigi, I'm like, who the fuck
Yeah.
is Luigi?
I know. I kind of heard Luigi, my dude. I was like, wow.
Luigi, bro.
Sweet. No, I'm move towards Regio.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. Can I use my hunter's mark? 'Cause I can.
I
It's
believe
a
you
bonus
can.
action.
Yeah.
Boy, big boy, big boy, big boy.
No. I'm gonna target this dude.
Alright, so the
Okay.
big boy won't target you.
Okay.
Smart.
I'ma cast my hunter's mark.
And what does that do?
Boom. It basically a plus. It adds d6 of damage to my attacks.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
And then I'm gonna shoot the boy.
Mm-hmm. Roll your longbow.
Fuck.
Okay. So
I'll give you your luck back next turn. Don't worry.
as you cast a hunter's mark, and you can definitely feel that it succeeds. Let's have a look. Yeah. You take out another arrow out of your quiver and you put it in the bow and you take a shot. But because you try to do it so fast, it kind of goes a little bit off, and the knoll just kind of like ducks to the side and manages to dodge your arrow. And this one also, and it seems like they're always kind of smiling. This one also just goes as it's looking towards your direction.
Fuck up, you dog.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Does that end your turn?
Use your bonus action to flip him off.
I like how
Well, you've already used your bonus action.
Tame the dog so bad, and then it just goes to fuck you.
Hold up. Terry, throw a rock at him.
Okay.
Drop a rock on his head.
Okay, sure. So Terry flies away, picks up a rock. Roll a dexterity check. To see if he can drop that rock at the right time.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
How much damage would that do?
So yeah, so Terry.
How heavy would the rock be that Terry could carry?
I mean,
Pretty big.
really.
He's an iguana.
I mean, but realistically speaking, probably a pound.
He's picking up this rock.
You know. Yeah, no, that's not happening. So yeah, so he flies over and he has a pretty good sized rock in his claws as he drops it, and it lands straight on the gnoll's head. Roll a d4 damage to, since it's unarmed.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it does damage.
Yeah, it does damage as
Improvise.
as the rock hits and it kind of falls away. You just see this like red bump appear on the head of the gnoll. As Terry flies back again to
Yes.
group up with you. Okay,
Yes.
that ends your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip him off, and then I'm.
Okay, well you flip him off. Yuda, it's now your turn. Regio, you're after that. Okay, Yuda, what are you doing? Do we have a Yuda?
You're right.
Okay, all right. Regio, in that case, you'll go first, and then we'll do Yuda after that.
Okay, so I am going to move here, and then I'm gonna hit it with my Kusarigami, ranged. Because wait, can I use my melee one, or do I have to use the ranged
No,
one?
at this range, you're at 5 feet range, so you could use your melee one.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the melee one to, bam.
Okay, all right. So unfortunately, that does not hit. As you take out the Kusarigama, which is essentially like a sickle on a chain, and you try and stab it. It just dodges out the way because it saw you earlier when you were trying to hide, and so it does not hit. I'm afraid. I'm sorry about that.
This game hates me.
Do you do anything else?
I use my bonus action
Move away.
to go over.
Back to where you were hiding.
Okay. All right. So you use your bonus action to dash and dash backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Does that end your turn? Okay. All right.
He's back.
All right. Yu's back. Right. Then it's your turn, Yuda.
I'm gonna move over by Cora.
Okay.
And what can I do? These guys are like 60 feet.
Yeah, roughly. I mean, the Pack Lord is probably a bit closer.
Spell, or do I want to go back to the OG and throw a dagger at them? The spell does more damage. All right. I want to do Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
On the big boy.
Okay. All right. Toll of the Dead is a certain.
Cantrip.
Yeah, it's a certain DC you have to roll. What is the description of the spell?
I got you.
Okay, let's have a look. Wisdom saving throw. What is your spellcasting ability? What's your number there?
14.
14. Okay, so a wisdom saving throw of 14. So let's have a look for the Null Pack Lord. Okay, it's a +0 on its roll. Let's see what it does. It rolls a 6, so it does not succeed. And it's missing its hit point, so it's a D12 of necrotic damage that you can roll.
Oh.
Very nice.
Fuck.
Okay. So, as
I
you
can hit, but I can't hit good.
Yeah, so as you cast a spell, you can just see the Null Pack Lord grab for its ears as it hears this loud tolling bell, and there's just some blood running from its nose as it's just confused and it's trying to shake it off, as it looks in your direction, and it's just like as it seems to not like you very much at this point. Okay, that just end your turn.
Well, I can't really do anything else because
Okay.
I'm not close enough to do anything else.
Okay, all right. In that case, Regia, you're up, and Lurk, you're after that.
I already had my turn before.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Lurk,
Yeah, the
you're
order got
now.
a little
Yeah.
junky because Yuda was supposed to go before
Yeah.
Regia.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, then in that case, Lurk, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna throw another dagger.
Okay, all right. Throw your dagger.
If anyone could guess, I don't have any ranged spells.
Don't worry, neither do I.
Can I pick these daggers up at some point?
You could, yeah.
All right, dope.
Okay. So roll
My
your
sheet's
dagger
being
attack.
weird and won't. Oh, my sheet won't open. One sec. I'm gonna refresh roll 20. It's being dumb.
Okay. All right, that's fair. The gnoll that is across from you is looking really hurt. The two gnolls at the back, they're looking pretty okay. They haven't been touched yet. The gnoll pack lord has some scratches and things, but he's pretty okay. And then the gnoll near Regio has a small bump on his head, but that's pretty much it. So as you take out another dagger and you again
Another dagger.
try to
doesn't
throw it.
hit.
Let's have a look real quick. No, I'm afraid that does not hit.
Yeah.
As again, it sees it coming and it just dodges out the way, just in time as it's trying to stop the bleeding, and it's like kind of sort of starting to get slowly paralyzed by the poison rushing through its body.
I'd like to flip it off.
Okay, I mean you proceed to flip it off. It is not necessarily offended. It doesn't really know what to do with the information.
Good.
Okay, it's insulted.
Rad.
Okay, so with that, it is now the gnoll's turn. So the guy that's poisoned, he's going to try and use his longbow to try and attack you, Zerx, seeing as you did the most damage to him.
All right, I will
Let's have
get
a
my
look.
I will get my fucking.
That is a 20 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that hits. But I am gonna use deflect missiles. How much damage does it do?
Let's have a look. How much damage does it do? It does. So look, it does 5 piercing damage.
5 piercing. Okay, so I
Yeah.
roll a d10 plus dex.
Yep.
Which is 4 plus 3. It's 7. I catch it.
Yeah, you catch it again. Yeah, very nice. So as this
And I'll
arrow
throw
comes
it-
your
wait,
way,
Can I throw it at someone else, or do I have to throw it back?
no, you can change direction, I believe.
Okay, I will throw it at the poison one.
Okay, so it came from the poisoned one.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll throw it at the poison one. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So again, this longbow arrow comes your way, but you are prepared, and you just go "Whoa," as you grab it out the air, and you just swing around again, and you send it straight back. As you send it, return to sender. It goes "Whoa," as you need to make a ranged attack roll, so just a dex check to see if you can hit it.
Come on.
Ah, fuck.
Okay. So as you throw it back, this notch goes as it fucking dodges away again, and it does not hit, I'm afraid.
Didn't expect that, did you?
And he just looks confused at you. That ends that guy's turn. So the other two gnolls at the back, they're gonna go. One goes there,
Oh boy.
and one
Hello,
goes
friend.
there.
Oh.
As
Wait, which one did I hunter mark?
the one on the far left.
This one, right?
Yeah, I can actually put the.
Yeah, can you please
I
put
can
it
put
in
the,
case I will forget.
Let's have a
Make
look.
it
Which
red.
this one works.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. Okay, so and this guy will move close to Regio. So the guy close to you, Zerx, is gonna use its longbow to try and hit you. Let's have a look. That is an 11 to hit. Zerx.
Sorry, my bad. One more time.
So the guy that's now closest to you, he's going to use his longbow to try and hit you once more, which is an 11 to hit.
Armor class 14, it doesn't.
Okay, so as you just dodge out the way and you see as this arrow was passing right by you, the pack lord is gonna go and move this way.
Oh!
He a big bully.
As it's trying to decide who to attack first, it uses its longbow to let's see who's most visible. Yeah, you're just the most visible out of the whole bunch.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Come on.
So he's gonna use his longbow. Let's have a look.
Please,
That is a
please,
21 to hit.
that hits for sure, but I'm gonna use the flick missile. Roll damage, please.
Okay. That is let's have a look. That is 9 points of piercing damage.
Ah, fuck! Come on. No. Okay, so
7.
okay, so I'll do. It does. Yeah, I'll So it's 7 less damage.
Yeah. So you only take 2 points of piercing damage as you sort of catch it midair, but you kind of catch it by the tip, and so it cuts into your hands, and it does not feel nice. Okay, and that's his turn. Then the other gnoll to the side
Wait.
there. Yeah.
Wait, I just now read this.
Mm-hmm.
the damage you take from the attack is reduced by a D10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level.
Okay, and your monk level is
But
3.
Yeah, so
So that means
it
you
would
wouldn't
be-
negate it, yeah.
I would have negated it.
Yeah. So, okay, well, in that case, you negate it, and you can throw it back again.
I'll throw it back again.
Jesus, okay. Yeah.
18.
Okay, that barely hits. That barely hits.
Barely hits. This
yeah.
fucker has an armor class of 17.
Yeah, looks that way. As you throw the arrow back again, roll a d8 plus 2.
D8 plus 2. That will be 10 damage.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, you definitely. That's a lot of damage.
Stop shooting arrows at me!
As you throw it back, and it just ends in one of its thighs, and it's just like.
Yeah, fuck you.
Ew.
As it's not happy, and it's starting to look a bit more hurt now. So the guy to the left is going to attack Accruda with the longbow. Cora, sorry. Cora.
I don't want to get attacked.
That is a 14 to hit.
Just like
It
an
doesn't
arrow.
hit. It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit.
Okay. All
An arrow
right.
like flies out of your screen.
So this arrow comes towards you, and just hits the tree right beside between you and Yuda, but it does no damage. And then
Bitch.
the guy next to Regio, he is going to attempt to bite Regio.
Yeah, Regio. He's
Right.
getting dinner right now, so you'd have to roll for him.
Okay, well that's okay. I can. So let's see. That is a 12. I don't believe that hits. So as this gnoll tries to bite Regio kind of ducks back and manages to avoid it. Okay, in that case, Zerx, you're up again. Cora, you're after.
All right, let's see. What do I do? I think I want to move over here.
Okay.
Use my unarmed strike,
Mm-hmm.
which let's see if I can roll that for my main action. That'll be come on. Oh, fuck, that's a 7.
Yeah, no.
That
As you
surely does not hit.
No, as you try and hit it with your fist, it kind of like ducks back, and it's really hurt, but it's getting really lucky.
Right. I want so I'm as this is like going on, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I hold my like staff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll have the +2 AC bonus for Kens. Actually, no, wait, does that count for Kensei weapons only? Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, no, I can't do that. Yeah, no, shit, I don't have a fucking sword. Goddamn. Okay, fine. I'll use my bonus action to use another unarmed strike.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So roll your other arm strike. Okay, I'm
fuck's
afraid
sake.
that still does not hit. Now these
okay.
guys they're armored up,
Beefy
and
boys.
they've got a little bit of
They're
dex to help them out. So yeah, so with that you again try and strike, but nothing comes from it. Sorry about that.
That's cool.
Does it end your turn?
That's whack.
Rudy, you got your luck back. Use it.
Did I? That's the big question.
Okay, well,
Did you
Corey-
waste
I don't
all-
have it anymore.
both of
Maybe
us?
someone else has it.
So Cora,
All
it's now your
right.
turn. Yuda, you're after that.
All right, so I'm gonna shoot the dude near Regio again with my longbow.
Okay.
My
That-
luck is back.
That definitely hits. Roll your damage.
Thank you for letting me borrow it for a bit.
Okay.
You're
All
welcome.
right. So
And
as
that's 5.
he takes
Oh,
that.
plus
Mark,
wait.
Mark.
Oh yeah, plus a
D6.
d6. Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a shame. Okay, so yeah, so as you shoot another arrow, it just sinks straight into its upper right arm, and just from the sheer impact, there's this surge of energy that pulls towards the wound as you just see another blast of energy, which is the Hunter's Mark doing its extra damage, and it just goes, and it's pretty hurt. It's pretty hurt. Okay, that
And then,
bless you.
could I give Terry an arrow and make him do the
I'm
same
back.
thing,
Welcome back.
and make him do the same thing as he did with the rock, but the arrow is like literally, like it will fall down with like the sharp parts,
Right.
Like down.
Sure. The only thing this would do, it would increase the damage that it does if it hits, but
Yeah,
only by a
alright.
tiny bit.
So it's dexterity again.
Yeah,
right?
it's a dexterity check.
It's 17.
Which one is it attacking?
It's the same one.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that definitely hits as Terry flies over it with the arrow, and drops it at the exact right moment as it starts barreling towards the knoll. Roll a d6 of damage this time.
Fuck.
Okay, all right. As the arrow impacts from a little bit of height, it just impacts right in the shoulder, and it's just going as it's really hurt. It is really hurt.
Can I just say I really like the fucking sound you do, man? It's not proper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Respect,
that.
dude, respect.
Thank you. So yeah, okay. Does that end your turn?
Could I hide behind the rock more?
You can move back a bit more and gain some cover here. Sure.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna.
Join me in my hiding.
Okay, so at that point you would have 3/4 covers, which means you get +5 AC if you were attacked.
All right.
Allow me to add a little icon to your face.
My beautiful face.
Which one would that be? I suppose that's God.
Purple.
It could be any of these.
Purple.
We'll make it purple. Shut up. Okay, yeah. So yeah. Okay. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Yuta, it is now your turn. Regia, you're up after that.
So Big Boy's distracted, right?
He was currently focusing on Zerx. Yeah.
So can I sneak attack him?
But no one is in combat with him in melee range, I believe.
Oh, then does it not work unless someone's in?
I don't think so. I can double check for you though.
Back to burning the fool.
Roast him. Roast him.
Fuck him up.
And I need to add my bonus because I always forget to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it's intelligence, not dex,
Oh, okay.
because I.
Because you're an
Looked it up.
intelligent boy.
Yes.
Intelligent.
Okay, roll your attack. Is that for the fireball?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That and it's go for the big guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that definitely hits. Roll your damage on the fireball.
If I get a bad damage again, I'm gonna lose my shit. What is it? A D10.
These are the best
1
comments.
10, 10.
Okay, all right. That's good. That is really
go.
good. Very well done. As you shoot out the firebolt, this time from really close range, as it impacts, as just these flames kind of engulf part of its arm, as you can just smell the burning hair, and kind of like the burning skin as it starts burning away, and the Knoll Pack Lord is just as it just is not happy.
He's angry boy. He's an angry boy.
He still looks pretty okay though. And okay, does that end your turn?
I will quickly just go next to Cora, hide in her.
Okay, all right. So you'd probably have half cover if they came from that side, which will make gold. There we go. Just look at that.
Go here.
Um,
Go here.
Oh, I can go there. I'll go there.
Okay, you could. Next time I'll count that as metagaming, and I'll have to not accept it. But this time it's
I'll
fine.
get smited next time.
Okay, so does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Rijo, you're up. Lurk, you're after that.
Right, I'm gonna attack this boy. What does this little symbol thing mean?
I have a hunter's mark on it.
Yes.
So I
Oh,
have
okay.
plus damage.
Okay, so it doesn't matter to me. Okay, so I'm gonna use my chain sickle melee.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that doesn't hit.
Let's have a
Okay.
look. No, I'm afraid that does not hit.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
I recommend you. No,
Nope.
not as metagaming. I'm shutting up.
We already got one smited. We don't need another.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'll shut my
From
mouth.
this range, I take it I need to disengage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna disengage and move to here.
But it will get an attack of opportunity.
No,
That's
no,
why I
no.
disengage.
Yeah, he disengaged, so it doesn't get that.
See, I learned from my first game where I got fucked over by that zombie.
Yeah.
So in the case of a dash, they get an attack opportunity. And
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
with my cunning action, you can either dash, disengage, or hide. Yeah. So you
So
can
for-
either
So
I-
for
I
anyone
would
else, a
say
disengage would be an action, or can we all
A bonus
disengage
action.
as a bonus?
Bonus
Yeah,
action.
so it's
Okay.
all
No,
bonus.
disengage is an action.
It normally would be, but I personally think that's too costly.
Plus,
so
I have cunning action, which makes it a bonus action.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, you could use that as an extra bonus action. So because I find that too costly to use an action on it, I've changed it for this whole campaign to a bonus action.
Right.
And that's how I've been handling
cool.
it. Same for dashes. I just find it too costly to make it an action. So yeah.
Plus, we're kind of getting screwed over already.
Well,
I've
no,
missed both attacks.
it's working favorable for you guys.
I haven't damaged a single enemy yet.
You know, I
You'll
got
get there.
very lucky.
You'll get there.
Like for like,
All
wow,
right.
how?
So does that end your turn?
You're welcome.
Yep, and with them.
Okay, end
Yeah,
your turn.
yeah,
Right, Lark, you're up.
Okay, I have a dumb idea.
Okay.
You're gonna electrocute me.
Not no.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to stand in between these fuckers and cast Thunderclap, not Thunderwave.
Okay.
The 5-foot one.
You're
with
gonna
the
clap
15
their
Okay,
foot
okay,
asses.
okay, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna clap them fucking cheeks.
Is that a
I'll be fine,
DC?
I'll be
Or is
fine, I'll be
that-
fine, I'll be fine.
Hold on, wait. I'll link it. I'm really dumb. Thunder clappeth.
Okay, let's have a look.
Slap
Each creature must see a Constitution saving throw. What's your spell DC?
Good question. Hold on.
It's in your spells list.
I got dumb brain. It's 13.
It's 13. Okay, all right. Let's have a look. So for the first one,
Dumb
that's
brain,
cocked. I need to
dumb
reroll
brain.
that. First one, Constitution, is an 18, so he does succeed. And the second one, the poisoned one, because he has disadvantage. That's a 3, so he does not succeed.
Good shit.
So the guy that doesn't succeed takes 1d6 of thunder damage. Roll your damage.
And then the other gets half, right? Or
And
No, it doesn't say how. No, it doesn't say that.
does it,
No,
what was
no,
that for
no,
the
no,
other
sorry.
thing? Was that for the
No,
other?
that's for thunderclap. For
I think
thunder
that's
wave.
for the
Yeah.
Thunder Wave.
Not bad.
So you said a D6?
Yeah, d6.
Bless you.
Bless.
Bless you.
Thank you. Don't laugh
Thunder
at me.
Wave. No thunder.
I laughed at you. Okay, all right. How would you like to kill that one? The one that's poisoned.
Hey!
Clap them cheeks. I'm kidding.
You're gonna slap his ass? You fucking
Yeah, I
guy.
want to slap his ass. Can I slap his ass?
Slap
Sure.
his ass.
Okay.
bro.
Sure.
Can I?
Yeah, you can absolutely. So as you run up between these two knolls, and they're looking at you and they're going, and they kind of have their spears out. As you run up, you just you kind of like make a very very beautiful like jump. As you then on the landing of your jump, you kind of bow down and just slap the ass of the poisoned knoll, and as soon as your hand makes contact with this fleshy, hairy ass, there's just this shock of electricity just runs through its body as it goes.
I could just imagine it being like completely quiet, and we hear.
It says that you can hear the thunder sound 100 feet
Yeah,
away.
yeah. So for all of you, you hear a massive
It's just
thunderous
massive
sound.
clap.
And yeah, the poison knoll instantly just gets electrocuted and dies.
I know exactly what you're talking. Like
Off
some
his
like
ass cheeks.
Street Fighter
All
type
over
of
the
shit.
nose.
Yeah. So okay, does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So with that, it is now the knoll's turn. So the guy behind you, Lark, he's gonna try and
Oh shit.
take a
right,
stab
he's
at you with his spear. Let's have a look. Melee is that one. Okay. Oh fuck. That's a 9 to hit.
there. Miss.
Okay, all right. So now he tries to stab you, but
So
he
lucky
misses.
other than me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
He's
just trying to roll
offended
shit.
that he's offended that I slapped his friend's ass.
Yeah, possibly. And then, okay, so that ends his turn. So the Knoll Pack Lord, after the damage that Yuda did to him, he's gonna walk
number
over
arrows,
here on top of the rock.
Oh fuck.
And I stand corrected, it's not a battle axe, it's a glaive. As his big glaive just runs above its head and just comes slashing down towards you, Yuda. Let's have a
Oh,
look.
no.
Bro, can we get some
Probably-
effing chat for this rock that's right in front of him?
that,
It's
is
about
a,
to be demolished.
that is a 22 to hit.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna presume that hits.
Nah,
Yeah.
I have an armor class of
No,
20.
actually, I have an armor class of 9,000.
Right. Okay. Right.
I have
okay.
armor.
Wait, Yura.
What's up?
What's your armor class?
12.
Okay, never mind. The bonus things that
No,
shit for you.
even with the +2 from the half cover that from this position you would get, it was not enough to stop it. And with that, let's see
That is so whack, bro.
Let's see, is this still the right one?
He just sliced through the fucking rock.
Ooh, that is 10 points of slashing damage as this glaive comes running down towards you and just hits you right across the chest and just leaves a big gash.
Owie.
No.
It's a bad thing,
I
guys.
was only killed one of these things.
Can we leave?
Can we click the quick save button?
So yeah, so you take that damage. Okay, alright, cool. No, I was just reading something. Okay. And so with that, he is gonna go around for a second round of attack using his multi-attack option. This time, now seeing Cora.
Fuck you!
It's gonna go for Cora. And
You've good luck. You've good luck.
that's a 12 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit! It doesn't!
Okay. All right. So so that does not. So as he runs the glaive one-handed back around again across its head, or over the top of its head, as it comes slicing down, it seems to just hit the tree beside you, almost like chopping the tree over. As it just pulls it loose again, and it's just.
Hi, buddy!
It will then
Hello, friend. How are
proceed.
you doing?
It will then.
Yo, pal!
It will then proceed to turn around to the
Oh my god, just leave.
knoll that's near Regio.
Oh, you see, I'm in this.
What?
34.
Bro, I haven't hit this thing once, and I'm getting ganged up on. How is this fair?
As it turns around and points a finger at the knoll near you, Regio, and that knoll, just the eyes just turn red as this rampage overcomes it. That creature now has the ability to use its reaction to make a melee attack, rather than just its action. He is
So if it isn't enough that I can't hit the damn thing, I can't. Oh god.
We gotta kill it!
Okay. So with that ends the turns of the gnolls. Zerk, you're up, and Cora, you're after that.
Is this big guy even close to dying?
He looks a little hurt.
A little hurt!
That's not enough.
Yes!
I like how Rishi was just all the way in the corner hiding by himself.
Because I failed my stealth shit that I was gonna do.
No, you didn't. You did well, but they rolled just fucking unreal.
Exactly.
So Zerks, what are you gonna do?
Just sitting there in the...
Oh, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
I asked Clark, are you gonna be fine here? First of all.
Zux, if you come help me, I'll be your homie. You'll
Okay.
get your dream.
I hear Lark say she'll be fine
sure.
fighting this one thing, so I go dash over to, hold on, where is it? Can you like
Sorry, we got the big
Take the dash
Is it
out,
here?
you can move up to 60 feet.
Okay, so as you do that, the other gnoll will get an attack of opportunity.
fuck, right, okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so it will attempt to bite at you as you pass by. Let's have a look.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, that's cocked. Fuck. Let's have a look. That's still cocked. Come on. There we go. That is.
Any bad roll is cock.
Let's see. That is a 14 to hit.
Wait, does it have to be higher than my armor class?
It needs to be the same as your armor class.
Wait, I could have sworn.
No. It's either your armor class or more.
Fuck that, my armor class is 14.
Yeah, in that case, it would hit.
Bullshit!
That's
Yeah.
whack.
Um,
Don't talk to me about bullshit.
and then he will do his damage. That does 6 points of piercing damage as he
Fuck
runs
off,
by
right.
and he just tries his bite and he just gets a chunk out of your arm.
That's fine.
Right.
Ew.
So then you continue to dash.
Yeah, I'll just continue to get over where I'm at right now. That's my maximum movement.
Okay.
I could have
You can
sworn it was
dash.
60 with the dash.
Then I could dash, but that'd be stupid. So
Oh yeah, you're fast.
I will
throw a poison dart at the big boy.
At the big boy? Okay.
Get 'em.
Roll your attack.
Get him!
Come on, let me help my
Get
friends.
'em.
17.
Get him! Get him! Kick his ass!
It's a little
I
bit
rolled
of delay.
17 for dart.
You did? I don't
you
see
not
it.
roll in the game?
I rolled in game. It's there.
I don't see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you
there.
can chat, dude.
It might be lagging.
You want to screenshot it?
I mean, I'll believe you.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, I don't see it, which is interesting.
Where'd you roll?
It's in chat. I'll send it. I'll
Did
send
you
it over
private
Discord.
roll or
You'll see.
something?
Okay.
No, it's
it's
in
fine.
the chat.
It's fine. The connection
I'm
has
having
been
connection
interrupted.
Connection is there.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, this just might get interesting. But everyone keep it open so that we at least have the latest accurate picture of what the battle map looked like, and then we'll work from it like that. We'll see how things go.
Well, I sent it over in.
Yeah.
I'll send it over in
Yeah.
Discord.
I mean, it's fine. I definitely believe you. So 17. So you roll 17.
Yep.
Okay. So that does hit it because armor class doesn't need 17. All right. Roll your damage.
All right. It's a poison dart too. That's pretty neat though.
Yeah.
It'll do 4 piercing damage, and then I need to roll a d6
Yeah.
for poison. Oh no, wait. You need to check DC saving first.
Right.
Right.
Yes. Let's have a look. That is a 10, which does not succeed.
Oh, let's go. All right. Let's roll a d6, shall we? Ciao. That's a 2 poison.
A 2 poison. Okay. So with that, you do quite a bit of damage. Let's have a look.
Oh, there we
yeah,
go.
there we go.
Oh,
it,
there we
it,
go.
it caught up
Yeah,
again.
neato. That's
Alright.
good shit.
Good stuff. So it's 4 plus 2.
So now you see my rolls. I wasn't talking to my ass.
Yeah, no, I know. It's fine. So that does math. There we go. Okay. So again, it impacts, but this time it's also poisoned, so it would have disadvantage on attack
Oh my
rolls.
fucking god! I keep on forgetting to add. No, that's for the next time.
There we go.
I'll let you know next round.
It's fine. Yeah. So it is poisoned now, so it'll have disadvantage on attack rolls and skill checks, which might save you guys. Who knows? So with that ends your turn.
And with that, I yell at him, "Hey, fat bastard! I'm over here!"
Okay. So as the dirt impacts and poisons his body, he looks over to you and goes. As he's
What's
pissed
good,
off.
bitch?
Cora, it's now your turn. Yuda, you're after that.
So I'm guessing that the big boy is blocking the way for the angry boy.
Yeah.
Technically shoot him.
I mean, if you move slightly out the way but stay within its range, then yeah, you could shoot it without him getting an attack of opportunity.
So wait, where could I move? Like here?
Yeah, that could work.
Alright, so I'm gonna take 2 steps and then
like, scooch over.
and then shoot the guy that I have.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pew, pew.
And that
18.
definitely hits. So as it just
Good
hits
shit.
straight in the center of his chest, let's see the damage.
That plus.
Plus-
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's still fair.
Okay, so you've managed to do enough damage to it to kill it, but not only that, you have done so much damage that you have gone into the negative up to its maximum hit points, which means it would have
Double kill!
instantly died anyway. And you could describe in a lot of flurry and a lot of flavor how this goes down. It is in your hands.
See.
The arrow makes a loopy loop.
No. I shoot the arrow,
Mhm.
and contradictory to what Chris said, it shoots him in the eye, and it goes through, like all the way through, and it comes out the other side.
Okay.
It has
Alright.
that anime slow-mo thing.
So
Yeah.
So correct. You take the arrow and you shoot it, and it just goes, and then goes into slow motion, just in like Search just.
And then
As-
hits.
Yeah, and then as the arrow cleanly goes through, there's this surge of energy from your hunter's mark that gathers into the wound and just explodes the head as all that force comes together. And this gnoll is just dead on the floor without a head. Rijo, you feel some pieces and bits of flesh kind of hitting you as this
Ew.
head explodes.
Yeah.
Um,
If my bad luck wasn't enough.
so he is
Now I'm
absolutely
all
dead.
sticky.
Welcome, Ricio!
Bro, you ruined my cloak. Fuck off.
Okay, so with that, Cora, does end your turn?
Okay, no. As a bonus action,
Mm.
I am going to recast my hunter's mark on the big boy
On the big boy?
because I can.
Okie dokie.
Because, you know, I can just. Okay, don't
There we
say
go.
it.
Your hunter's mark will like do extra damage regardless of what kind of like
Yeah.
attack you do, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
only go for your bow.
I don't think. I think it goes for any attack. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's
it
only
goes
for
any
her.
attack.
Okay. All right. So with that, it ends your turn. Yuda, you're up.
Also, can Terra scratch the big boy?
He could, yeah.
He like
Make
actually.
if he's gonna
Yeah,
scratch
you know
you.
what? You know what? Scratch him.
Okay. Roll a strength for that attack roll.
Oh boy. Never
Okay.
mind.
So
Whack.
Terry comes in and he tries to scratch at it, but there's just too much studded leather armor and too much like little breastplates and armor pieces that are probably from his fallen foes. And he can't really seem to get through it, as the Null Pack Lord just kind of shrugs its arm to throw Terry off. And Terry does no damage, I'm afraid. Okay, Yuda, you're up. Rija, you're after that.
What's Big Boy focused on?
Currently, he's looking at Zerks, so he's got his back towards you guys.
Now
you
can I
guys.
see?
Yes,
that?
now you can, because now Cora is in range of the Pack Lord.
Your boy's setting shit up.
I need to do. I need to do the thingy first. Let's just use a dagger. Oh,
Okay, so
man.
I'm afraid that does not hit.
Wouldn't
Uh,
that be advantage though because he has his back turned? He's distracted because I
No.
called him a fat bastard.
No, it would only be advantage if
Also, he has poison.
if it was flanking. So poison is for his attack rolls and his skill checks. He gets disadvantage. You would get advantage on the attack in this case if Cora was on the other side of it. Then it would be flanking, and then you get the advantage.
That's whack.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Can't really do anything else.
Okay, so does that end your
Tried
turn?
to make the case. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Guess.
Okay, all right. Rija, you're up. Lark, you're after that.
If I moved here, would that count as flanking and a sneak attack?
If you move one extra square to the right, yeah, it would.
Wow, you're stealing my move.
Right,
I see
have
how it is.
already. Right. Oh, I'm just gonna. Alright, so if I move, so what square is it?
So it'd
What,
be
so here.
yeah, there. Yeah, if you move there, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. Is that enough?
It should be fine. Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna move here. Sneak attack its ass.
Okay.
With my. So I just click the short sword.
If you're gonna use you can use your Kusari Gamma melee or your short sword.
I'm gonna use my short sword, considering my Kusari Gami has literally fucked me over this entire game. So,
Okay.
short sword. Oh yeah!
Wow. Okay. All right.
And I get.
yeah. That definitely hits.
Do I get extra stuff? It says once per turn you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to a creature if you have advantage on the attack roll.
Okay, so you don't have advantage.
Okay.
But he does have.
But you do have sneak attack,
The other dude.
which is the extra damage that you're going to get from that. Which I believe is a d6.
So I
think.
roll the damage.
Yeah, so you roll the damage. So you click the word short sword.
Okay, so 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Hit him.
And then you deal an extra d6 of.
It's 2.
Like,
At level 3. It's
Oh, is it level 3? It's 2. Okay, there you
so I click the 2 on d6.
go. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Boom.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
That does
Get him.
Wow.
that does a shit ton of damage.
I'm finally doing something, guys!
Oh.
So yeah, so as you take your short sword and you kind of like run over to it and you just slice at its calves, as you just make a big cut in one of its legs, and you can just see some of the muscle and some of the bone exposed. Really well done. That was a lot of damage. Okay, so does that end your turn?
I'm gonna. I don't have any movement left, so yeah, I'm gonna, because I'm not moving away, so you can't get an attack of opportunity. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna just survive here.
Okay.
I have my turn.
Okay. All right. Lark, it's your turn, and then it's the gnolls after that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to hit the knoll in front of me with my my great club.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Hit him. Smack him.
Okay, so as you try and swing around for its head, it kind of jumps backwards as it just dodges just barely. Yeah, I'm afraid that does not hit.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Meta Magic to
Okay.
do the quick spell. So I can use. Okay, so I get rid of 2 of my sorcery points to cast a spell as a bonus act.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
So I'm gonna cast.
On the clap.
Ants
wait.
clap.
Thunderwave because it does
Cheek
more
clap
damage.
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah,
Might as well
wait, 'cause I'm
do
not
that.
there
It's
anymore.
Thunderwave because it's here.
It does way more damage, so.
Yeah, we cast it
Clap
at level
that
1
ass.
though.
Clap that ass.
DC 13,
Okay.
make it
Alright.
go.
DC 13 Constitution saving throw. Let's have a look.
Come on.
Please,
It rolled an 18. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
Well, it'll be
Bruh.
half,
Yeah.
it'll be half damage
Yeah.
then, right?
Yay.
but it's
Well,
half
maybe.
rounded up, I believe. So
Would
that'd
it
be
be?
4 points
7.
of Thunderwave. Let's have a look. On a failed save, the creature. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. Yeah, so it takes 4 points of thunder damage.
Hey, that's a pretty neat.
Which-
Oh, so you
I
don't
wish it
see
were because then it would
defense
just be launched.
So it still does quite a bit of damage. As still some of the electricity still just electrocutes it and it just goes.
unlimited power.
Oh, I only have one sorcery point now.
Okay. Anything else you do?
Nothing I can do, so wait. Next turn.
Okay. All right. So as you end your turn, it's now the gnoll's turn. So this gnoll in front of you is going to try and use a spear to stab at you. Let's have a look. That is a 16 to hit.
Fuck, my armor class 15.
Ah, man. Okay, yeah, so that does hit.
Yikes.
Why are these
he-
dudes beefy?
They are, but it's most of their armor class. Where that's why they're mostly beefy.
Beefcakes.
Yeah, dude.
Let's have a look. So that does 5 points of piercing damage as the
Owie.
spear just enters your lower belly and just kind of rivs around a little bit before it's pulled back.
I think it's lagging because I can't select my damn token, but that's fine, I got it.
Okay, all right. So that's that Knoll's turnover. The Knoll behind you, Regio, he's going to move up to you and also attempt to use its spear. Let's have a look.
I'm about to get double.
That is a 6 to hit.
Yes! It doesn't hit! Fuck
Okay. So just in its rush to try and stab you, it kind of like a little bit trips over like a root that's running through the floor, and it just barely misses you. Well, barely, I say. It definitely misses you. Okay, and then it's the turn of the big pack lord Knoll. Let's have a look. What is he going to do? He is
Come at me, pussy.
He's gonna see his shadow, be scared, and run.
He is going to use his multi-attack on...
Alright.
Let's have a look. He's going to use his multi-attack. His glaive first attack on Regio for doing so much damage. Let's have a look. So that is a 15 to hit.
Can I use a reaction?
To
Is
do
that how
what?
it works? To cast shield?
Is the shield spell a reaction spell?
Yes. It says
Okay,
one
then
reaction
yeah, you
takes-
could.
I used shield, which gives me +5 AC, so that does not hit.
Okay, all
Fuck
right.
yeah.
Very nice.
Activated my trap card.
Okay, so as this big glaive just comes
I'll still
running
got the second
down
attack to deal with.
towards
Oh.
you, you just pull up your arm and this faint blue lighted shield like covers you, and the glaive impacts and just kind of like it glides off your shield as you don't manage, as the pack lord does not manage to break through, and then out of rage it'll go around again towards you as soon as you did so much damage. Let's have a look. That's a 10 to hit.
Yes, that doesn't hit me!
So just out of
Oh my god!
yeah, so it's at disadvantage. It was even lower the second time around. So
I can imagine this being like he swings his glaive down. I just do like an anime thing where I just casually step to the side while looking at him and just slams down next to me.
Yeah, so this time you're expecting the attack to come back around, and as it runs down, you focus, and just in time you step aside, and the glaive just runs into the floor, but it does not hit you. It does make the floor shake a little bit though. Okay, that ends their turn. Zerk, you're up. Corey, you're after.
All right. So
Alright.
I move over to here, right?
Okay.
And I try to attack this like fucker with my quarterstaff, but in the same motion, I try to like push him down and choke him with the staff again. Remember that, guys?
Okay. So
Yeah.
Are you first attacking and then pushing, or first pushing then attacking?
I'll attack first.
Okay. All right. So two-handed, I presume.
Yeah, two-handed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So as you take your quarterstaff two-handed and swing it around, roll your attack.
That's a 23.
Okay, that definitely hits. Roll your damage.
That's an 11.
Okay, 11 to the first one. Okay.
Jesus, what the fuck are with my rolls today?
Holy shit! So that is
No,
this
I'm joking.
guy. Okay. So as you run your quarterstaff around, just straight across the chest, right into the side, and you can just hear several ribs just cracking up, just as several ribs just completely fracture from the impact. And now you're gonna try and push it down.
Yeah, I'll try to push it down. Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
know,
I'm
like
not-
the same way I did with the
Yeah.
the
So
fucking doppelganger.
I'm not exactly sure how this would work in this situation, but I'll presume you can use it as a bonus action, and then I'll check up on it later. So roll a dexterity check to see if you can push it down to the floor, and it's gonna try and challenge you on that.
Fuck.
Okay. So
Oh,
that
wait. Come on.
that is that's a 6, so he does not succeed. So yeah, so you push him towards the floor, and he is now disadvantaged on attack rolls, and you want to do a melee attack.
I push like the staff on like in his fucking throat.
Okay, well it won't do damage this turn.
Yeah, I won't do damage. That's fine. But like I just want
Okay.
to be sure that's
Yeah.
the same way I did the
Yeah.
last time.
And now everyone that makes a melee attack towards it will have advantage. Ranged attacks will have disadvantage on it though.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Okay, does it end your turn?
I use my bonus action, use my action. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, all right, Corey, you're up. You do your afterwards.
All right. So wait, how big is the boyo?
The guy in front of you.
Yeah.
He's roughly around 11, 12 foot tall.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's about 4
Literally,
times
like
your size.
3 times your size.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can I try to jump on him and shag him? And like.
Did you say
and, like-
shag?
I'm pretty sure you mean shank, not shag.
I'm dumb.
I'm gonna jump on him and I'm gonna shag him. You'll never see what's coming.
Yeah.
I said I wanted to clap one of their like cheeks, but oh my god.
Okay.
Thunder shag.
Yeah, you will commit the shag. Okay.
Maybe you watched too much Beastars, dude.
And they lived happily ever after, getting
Why should we
3.
call it a sheep shagger?
Yeah, nice, very nice. So you shag him, you succeed, you two fall in love, you move to the countryside, you get 3 lovely no little babies, and you live happily after
I'm fine
ever
with
after.
that. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you proceed to shank him with your short sword. Roll your attack.
Nah, I'm a shag.
Okay, so that definitely hits. Okay,
Let's go.
roll your damage. That's a fucking high roll.
Hold
Jesus,
up, plus
holy,
6.
Good
holy
shit.
fuck. Okay,
Hey!
Jesus.
Let's go.
That is a
This
lot of damage.
big boy gets the fucking with the new party.
He got
That's a good shag.
that is a good
Shag
shank.
successful.
Okay, alright, is there anything else you do?
Tactical shag inbound. Dude.
I want Terry to do the same thing. No, actually, no, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Cause if he tries to drop an arrow down on the guy that Zerx is holding, that would
He
be
can
on
follow me.
disadvantage, right?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be it would be a disadvantage.
All right, it would be at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Make him scratch him.
What if he? Can Terry do like a melee attack? or something?
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Let's go.
Terry,
At the
you
dude-
scratch attack.
Yeah,
Like a
'cause-
Pokemon.
Yeah, basically. Can he do that? Like,
Yeah, he can.
hey,
He can either scratch or bite.
bite him in the ear.
Okay.
Come and get him, boy.
So roll a strength roll. See if he does it. Oh.
Bro.
So you can't re-roll it because it was a 2 and it went -1.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So Terry flies over and just kind of.
Wait, but it's at advantage. Because it's a melee attack.
Oh,
and
right,
Justin is,
yeah.
is-
No, you are right.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn it.
Good call.
Oh man, I was gonna say that he's gonna fly over and he's just gonna suckle on the ear instead of try and bite it. Okay, all right. So yeah, it still doesn't hit though. But
Suckle it.
so as Terry flies down and tries to bite, he just can't seem to get through like the tough leathery skin that these gnolls have, and so he does not do any
Starts
damage.
suckling the ear.
Okay, does it end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Yuda, you're up.
Okay, if I can't freaking succeed in a freaking sneak attack, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
try it again. On the
you
big
got this.
boy.
Okay.
Got this. I believe.
Roll your attack.
God damn it!
Yeah, no, you try again, and it's just not your day today. And you don't manage to miss him. You don't manage to hit him. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? It's fine.
Oh yeah, wait. I forgot I'm on the dude. Can I move myself?
yeah.
Yes, I'm on the dude!
Yeah,
You mounted him.
you're ready for the shag.
Ready for
Um,
shag?
Wait,
Shagging
wait,
is
wait,
commit.
wait. Wouldn't it be flanking? Cause
Oh yeah, no, you are right.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
did do it.
So yeah, you did hit him.
I did
That is true. It is needed advantage because it's flanking. That you are right. So and it's armor class 17. You hit. Roll damage.
Boom.
Thank
Got
you for
it.
writing. All
Oh,
right.
wait, I
Okay.
need my-
But the
I
extra
need
d6
my-
of sneak attack.
My boys. My
What's funny is that
sexy
now
boys.
no one can attack this huge thing with magic because Root is on top of it.
Holy fuck. Okay. All right.
Hey, that's good
Whoa,
shit.
yes!
That does
Yes.
an absolute ton of damage as you just stab right under its like just above its hip, just below its waist, just right in between there. As you stab the short sword into it, and you just turn and twist it a little bit, and it is raging with the pain. It is starting to look pretty hurt. It's it's getting there. Okay, does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Rija, you're up, and after that, Lark, you're up.
Shit,
Yeah.
should've
So I
just-
can't
should've
use
brought
any
up something
magic because Zerx is currently on top of the small guy and Cora's on top of the big guy. So I'll end up
Yes.
killing them. So I'm gonna use my short sword again to attack the big boy.
Okay.
Yeet. Oh.
All right.
that.
But it's at advantage. The big boy, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, no, I'm afraid that does miss. As you try and strike it, but the armor plating is too much, and you don't get through it quite just yet.
Sad that. Alright,
Okay.
I'm gonna disengage and move over here.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so
My feelings have been hurt and my sword is sad.
so Cora, you guys no longer get sneak attack.
Shit.
Zerx and Reader, you guys get advantage, even though you already had advantage on melee
Whoop, whoop,
attacks.
tag team.
Yeah, because
Let's
you're
go.
flanking the guy. Okay, does it end your turn, Rejo?
Yeah.
Okay, Lark, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Clap his ass.
I'm thinking about it.
Shag his ass.
Imagine she gets like a really high roll and all you hear is like the monster just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Thunderclap.
got another one,
just 'cause
boys.
of that. Just because I'm gonna use Thunderclap.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay,
Use
thunderclap.
thunderclap.
Constitution
Wait.
saving throw.
Clark. Use thunderclap and like pat him on the head.
Okay, so that is an 8. He does not succeed. So roll a d6 of thunder damage.
I get to clap his ass.
Clap that ass. Okay, alright, so
Decent ass clapping.
do you again clap his ass, or?
Yeah, I would like to slap him on the ass.
Okay,
What does,
alright.
what does the DC stand for in the?
A
in,
difficulty
the,
class.
Difficulty class.
Thank you.
So, Lark, as you again go for a nice low hander, right, like on the bottom side of the cheek, and you just kind of clap upwards. There's just this vibration that runs through the ass, which looks really weird on a like half hyena like creature.
Like jelly, bro.
As this spark of
thick as fuck.
as this spark of electricity just runs through it and just sears the skin, as you do quite a bit of damage.
Toasted buns.
He's looking pretty hurt. Does it end your turn?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, now the gnolls are up again. So seeing the state of the battle, they're not so sure anymore, and they're gonna try and escape.
Don't run, cowards.
So the one near you, Lark,
Wait.
you get an attack of opportunity.
Big one
as
just
he
runs
tries.
away.
You're gonna clap something. Okay. Constitution
Slap
saving
his
throw.
ass.
Let's see.
How many spell slots do you use?
That is
I mean, that's
a
a cantrip.
that is a 14. That is a 14. What's a DC?
But fuck.
Your spell
my,
DC?
No.
It's a 13.
Okay, so it does succeed.
No, I missed.
As you do,
But it's
as-
still half damage.
no, it's not.
No,
No,
that's
no.
not away.
Yeah.
Oh,
I made
that's
the same
weird.
mistake.
Darn.
So as he runs away, as he turns around and runs away, you do still clap that ass, but there's no thunder this time.
Now
and,
it's just really awkward and weird.
Yeah, I'm just creepy.
um,
No, you're just
as
harassing
it-
Just like keep it moving. Locke's just like, I'm gonna hate seeing you go, but I'm gonna love watching you leave.
I just imagine like be like they slap it like go on and like they look and like give him like like one of those air smears like
Yeah. Okay, so with that, so that guy starts running away. The guy near you guys, Regio and Zerx, he'll start darting off. So both of you get an attack of opportunity.
wait
We're
no
gonna sit on him.
wait he's stuck. I have him
Oh,
pinned down.
yeah. So he's gonna try and get 3 of that. Let's have a look.
What do you
Oh
roll?
no, that is a 7. He's not gonna. Well, I mean, so roll a strength check to see if you can
I
withstand
can
that
roll
power.
dexterity instead.
You could, yeah.
My strength.
That's true.
How?
Oh, okay. So
It'd be like
as
that.
this knoll
I-
actually
it is what happened.
pushes
But
you
you know,
off.
we'll get opportunity of attack. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
the growling of the gnoll is just too distracting as you try and hold him down, but it's not enough. So he gets up half movement, and then he's going to try and run away. But both of you get an attack of opportunity.
Alright,
Alright,
I'm gonna try and grab him and use shocking grasp.
Okay, all right. Is that also a DC or is that an attack roll?
I have no idea.
That is an attack roll. So I'm afraid that does not hit.
Alright,
It's too
I'll use
fast.
quarter
Get
staff.
him, Zux.
Come on. Fuck!
Okay, I'm also afraid that does not hit.
That's how it be. That's how it
Um,
be.
Oh,
Okay.
these guys' asses are too slippery, dude.
Yeah, this guy is this guy is getting lucky. So and the big pack lord, he's just gonna, and he knows he's
Are you
not gonna
okay,
win this battle. So he is going to try. So look, which way would you
I
go?
have a question. If he tries to run away.
Mm.
He's just gonna take Cora with him.
Yeah, I'm on him.
No,
Bye,
so he would shake you off, unless you're specifically trying to hold on, which I don't believe is the case. I'm pretty sure you didn't
I
call out
mean-
on your turn.
No, I mean technically I was thinking I still have my knife or a short sword in him, but
So it wouldn't be enough to stay on him.
yeah.
So he would shake you
Plus,
off.
it's wait, I'm wait, how much is 11 feet? Because like I don't think do I want to fall down on 11 feet?
No,
On 11
it's about 3.5 meters tall.
Breaks your shin.
Yeah.
That's actually,
Full
that's
damage, bro.
That's still pretty tall though.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
can
tall.
catch you.
Okay, so he's gonna try and run away. So both of you get an attack of opportunity as he tries to disappear into the trees.
I will shag him.
Okay. All right. So that stab from Yuta does not hit, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
But that does hit.
Let's
All right.
go.
Roll your damage.
Hit him. Hit him. Hit him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That does
It's
a
gonna be like that
4
JoJo
damage.
meme where they're like there's that one person on the floor and there's just 3 people random stomping on him.
Okay. All right. So he's definitely pretty hurt. Okay. So that ends their turn. Zerx, you're up. Corey, you're
All right.
next.
So I'm gonna use a poison dart.
Okay.
But not only that, I'm gonna use the Kensei's shot,
Mhm.
which I can use my darts, which are a Kensei weapon, and if I hit, I can deal an extra D4 damage.
Okay. All right. Roll your attack.
So I will throw my dart.
Mhm.
Please, Lord Jesus, let's go.
Okay. That does hit.
So that's
he's
a
gonna
poison dart,
roll-
and I
Yep.
can roll a dart damage.
So he fails again. So he's still poisoned. So.
Okay, so I can roll a D4, another D4,
Yep. And then a D6
and
of
a
poison
D6.
damage. Yep.
So that's another 4. Let's go.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
And a D6. Come on, a 6. Come on, a 6. A 5.
So
Okay. All right. So
That's
that is,
11 damage.
No, that's 13. That's
13?
because it's 8 plus 5. Yeah, it's 13.
13 damage.
As you definitely do a shit ton of damage. He's looking really hurt at this point.
Come on, guys, finish him off.
As the
please.
dart indeed lands, and another surge of poison just runs through his body and damages him some more.
I'm counting on you guys to finish this.
Okay, so that ends your turn. Corey, you're up. Judy,
Oh,
you're
fuck,
next.
I'm up. I'm shooting big boy.
Okay, roll your bow attack.
His ass.
Fuck!
Okay, so I'm afraid that does not hit. As you take out another arrow and you try and shoot it, it kind of disappears into the tree line. It
Terry,
kinda-
do your thing.
Okay, roll a strength check to see if he can bite.
On Terry, come
No,
on,
no, no,
Terry,
no,
come
no,
on,
no, no,
Terry.
no, 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 the arrow thing.
Oh, the arrow thing.
The
Okay.
arrow
Oh,
thing.
the
A dex check to see if it can land.
Yeah. but it's on the dude that Zerx.
Yeah, yeah.
Zerx got it.
Okay, so
Nice.
that does hit. Roll a
Let's
d6
go.
damage. See what the arrow does. Okay,
Good
all
shit,
right.
good
So
shit.
another arrow sticking out of it. It's looking pretty hurt.
Come on, guys, finish him.
Like it is
Watch him
really
have, like, 2
close. It is really close.
Right, again, the same thing. Oh,
It's not quite on death's door, but it's getting close.
How dead is the big boy?
He's really hurt. He's really hurt. There's cuts all over. There's arrows sticking out of him. There's big wounds. He's kind of limping. Yeah, it's not great for him. Okay, does that end your turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yuta, you're up.
Burn, baby, burn.
Okay. All right.
Damn it.
Fireball.
Damn.
That's copyrighted, guys. Come on.
Wait, I need to
Oh,
add
you're right,
my,
you're right,
I forgot
yeah.
to add my attack
Covered,
bonus.
covered,
That's
covered.
+6.
Okay,
Wait, what?
+6. That does hit. That does definitely hit. Roll your damage for it.
What was it, a D10?
I believe it's a
Wait,
D10. Yeah.
which one are you hitting?
The big boy.
Big boy.
You miss boy, you miss.
Oh, all right.
Damn it.
Okay. So as the fireball impacts, it is just another punch. That is just, this guy is having a really bad day.
I just can't get above fours
As you
with this
shoot the
freaking
fireball, and it impacts, and just some of the leather armor just burns away, and the skin just is like almost like frying to a degree, as it turns
To a
black
degree.
and charred.
We're having fried hyena tonight, boys.
Yeah. As you do a lot of damage. Now it's on death's door.
Come on, Rachel, finish him.
Okay,
What?
so
Rachel, finish the
The
big
only
boy.
problem is if I go for the big boy, then this little guy's gonna get away.
I don't care about the
Okay,
little
okay,
boy.
so
Get the
so
big
so
boy.
I'm not gonna allow you guys to discuss that any further. Yuta, does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Rija, you're up. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Shank him.
Guys,
him.
put your belief in him. Put your belief in him. Come
Okay.
on.
So
Look over his
which
way.
weapon are you gonna use?
I'm gonna Kusagari Gummy. Fuck.
Okay. All right. So as you try and stab it once more, I'm afraid it just does not hit, as it just manages to dodge out the way because of the blow of the firebolt. Okay. Do you do anything else?
I can't do anything else apart from feel sad.
Oh, no.
Okay.
My Kusagari Gummy is a piece of shit. I haven't done a single thing with it.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So that ends your turn.
Yeah.
All right, Lark, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30
Throw a,
feet. So
throw a
5,
dagger at him.
10,
Throw a
15,
dagger.
20, 25, 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Get him.
Oh shit, I shouldn't have moved this close because I could have used my dagger if I. Fuck!
You can thunderclap him and hope that Riju
Hopefully I don't
okay.
die.
All right,
No,
Lark.
he's out of range for thunderclap now.
He is.
Wait.
Can
Let me
you
check if I
dash?
can.
No. Shh.
No. Let me see if I can do something with my meta magic for that. So let's see. So stacks longer, quicken spell makes it a bonus action, subtle makes that. Fuck. I could have sworn there was something I could do with this. I just want to clap his ass.
I mean, if you use a dagger, you'll only roll the disadvantage.
Okay. So if I use the meta magic for distance spell, I can
Mhm.
use my last sorcery point to make the range 10 feet instead of 5, so I can clap his ass.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it's a Constitution saving throw for thunderclap.
Please.
Which is
Please.
it's a 16.
Fuck.
Okay, so it does succeed, as you don't manage to clap its ass.
I
This is the worst timeline.
Okay.
Once.
Okay.
I mean, you got to kill someone with an ass clap once, you know, at least that.
I was so close.
Do you do anything else?
I can't.
Okay. All right. So that ends your turn. So the gnolls are now up, and the big gnoll. What is he gonna do? So the small gnoll he disappears off the map, as he disappears into the trees, no longer within your sight. The big gnoll, He can't run away without getting hit.
You've trapped him.
But if he stays, that's fucking dumb as well.
What will you
So
do?
the other small knoll, he will also continue to run away. He doesn't quite. He makes it towards the edge.
Yo, his homies
Oh.
just booked his
Oh,
Um,
that's in range.
That's in range.
Zux is like, that's range.
Okay, so the pack lord. Yeah, I mean that's probably his best bet. Okay, all right. He's gonna try and use its multi-attack glaive on you, Regio. As it rolls for the first one. Fuck me. That is a that is a 7 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, and then the second attack goes back around again at disadvantage though. Oh, fuck. That is a 12 to hit.
Nope.
Ooh,
One shot.
As both attacks just futile.
Even if it was a little bit high, I still have another shield.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so futile as it was, he tried to attack you with 2 attacks, but both missed. So now he's still going to try and run away, seeing that he just can't handle. So Ridger, you get an attack opportunity as he tries to run away.
Come on, this is your chance for the Sarigama.
I'm used to short
Sarigama shine.
Come on.
Does that hit?
Think of the glory of clapping his ass.
Okay. So he
Did I
rolled
hit it? I
15.
rolled a 15.
His armor class is a bit variable because of some things I did. What would happen at that point? I suppose to be fair,
I'll say he hit it.
you would hit it, yeah, because it
Let's
is
go.
equal.
Yes!
Okay, all right. So for a
It is
damage.
equal and
In honor of Locke's failed attempt,
Mm.
I'm gonna slap it in the ass with the blunt end of the sword, spin around and cut it in half, or attempt to cut
Okay.
its back in half.
Roll your damage. See if you can get it low enough.
Come on.
Damage! Come on!
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So how do you want to do this?
Yes! So I'm gonna slap its ass with the blunt end of the sword, so the flat side of the sword,
Mm.
then spin and slash it in the back.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So as you
Yeah.
take the sword, you
Give him a
turn it
little wink.
around. You turn it around in your
You
hand.
can't see it, he has a mask on.
The pummel side of your sword impacts with its ass. As
All you
this
hear is
as this wave of flesh just kind of like waves through its ass as you just go whoop, 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 as you spin around and you slice towards it. You slice clean from one side of the hip to the other side of the hip, and you slice clean through as the 2 body halves just start sliding apart.
Let's go.
As you hear this
And then-
howling.
And then to show off in front of my new compatriots, I spin around and do that cool, like, clean the sword thing that I did in my
Yeah,
individual
Okay.
thing.
All right, yeah. So as you do that, you kind of keep spinning, and you just stop, and the blood just kind of flies off your sword, and your sword just almost seems
Is the blood
completely
is the
clean
blood in
again.
range of Korra? I want to get her back for ruining my card.
it definitely wouldn't be. No, that's too
No!
far. I mean,
Oh, well, I
you
managed
know,
to kill it. I ain't gonna complain.
roll a dexterity check. So you see if you can aim it kind of in a way.
Dexterity.
Let's see if you can add that.
Oh.
No, so you
Yeah.
try, but you kind of.
Oh well, I got a high roll in the short sword, so I can
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah,
So he is
boy.
now dead. Seeing as there's no immediate danger, even though the other knoll's at the edge, there's no immediate danger. You guys are out of
Loot.
out of
Wait,
uh,
wait, wait. I have a
combat.
question. Can I shoot can I shoot the knoll at the side?
Sure, yeah. So roll your longbow attack.
Wait, but I could still chase it. It's my
Is it-
turn.
is
Okay, yeah. Well, I suppose if you were within range, you could chase it, and then it would be your
I
turn
was in
first.
range. Yeah,
Okay,
it was
alright.
35. It was 35 feet away from me.
Okay, all right.
I got
Then yeah.
40.
Then you can go first.
So I move forward. I will move towards him. I use my quarterstaff first,
Okay,
which is a 21 to hit.
that definitely hits.
Let me roll my damage with 6 bludgeoning.
Okay, how do you want to do this?
Oh, yeah!
Finish
Do I
him.
have to kill him? Do I have to kill him though?
Yes.
You don't have to, but you will knock him unconscious.
Yeah. Okay. So I will just like Okay. So the way I do it is I give like my quarterstaff a nice little spin, and I whack him like like I like whack him in the neck, but like as I do so, I push him in like a circle direction, like towards the back of me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll throw him back to like the open field.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Why?
So he gets thrown to about there. Yeah, you do all the damage. He's now unconscious on the floor. He's gonna make his first death saving throw.
You want to keep him?
Which is a fail.
Has a pet him.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are now out of combat. And so you guys can do things now. So what would you like to do?
I
Right,
want to
can
loot
we
the
try
big guy.
I'm gonna tie this guy up first of all. I'm gonna
Can
tie
I-
this hyena
Okay.
boy up.
Can I kill him?
I'll go over there.
Wait.
No, we'll keep it.
Okay. So you
I'll
tie
tie
him
him up.
up. It is still unconscious.
Let's
Okay,
keep
good.
him. Let's
I
give
wanna
him a really like cute name, like
Wait!
princess. Can we call him princess?
Wait, can we actually keep him as a pet? Like he's on the rope. He's always on
Can
the
we draw?
rope.
Can we draw on his face while he's sleeping?
But he's not sleeping. He's unconscious.
Oh,
He's
yeah, we'll
currently
say we're
dying.
totally-
Okay, so let's tie him up and then do what's it
And then
called?
tend to him.
Medicine
Yeah,
check?
I'm gonna, I want to try stabilizing him.
Yeah, let's
Alright,
stabilize him
good.
after we tie him up, just so he doesn't freak out.
Okay.
Well, as Regis is
Loot,
looting.
loot.
Okay. All right. So Cora,
This is hoarding around this fire. Like,
Cora.
let's name him.
Alright,
I'll,
you guys
I'll,
can deal with these people. I'll loot everyone.
so Cora, you can roll a medicine check, but only you, because we've got to keep it a bit limited.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Please roll.
Okay. So
Can I, like, after
that
Jordan,
would
can
be
I, like,
enough.
also loot like the actually no, that would not fit.
Um,
Oh, fuck.
so that is enough
I
to stabilize
wanna-
it.
I'll
Um,
loot him.
so it
Stabilize
is
him.
still
I wanna-
unconscious, but it is stable.
Okay, now
I
I
want
wanna
to take all of his weapons off him so he doesn't like try to freak out or anything.
Okay. Easy enough.
I wanna loot the dude that I
Stop to the
killed.
side.
Okay, all right. Well, first go to Rejo. So Rejo, as you start looting, you obviously find the big glaive, which is it's pretty nice. It's not anything special, but it definitely serves the purpose. And it's a big glaive. You wouldn't be able to handle it very well, seeing as it is way bigger. Seeing as he's a large creature, and so the weapon is also large, which means for a medium creature to handle that, unless you're a barbarian or a fighter, you would only be able to handle it at disadvantage. So, but you could take it with you.
Okay.
On top of that, you find not much else. You find a couple of gold pieces, like 3 or 4, let's say 4, and that's kind of it. There's not much else on him.
Oh, that's the way I was. All this work for nothing.
You got
Right,
4 gold
I'm
pieces.
gonna go over to this guy.
Okay, so Corey, you loot that guy. You pat him down. You find the weapons, and that's kind of it. There's nothing else on him.
What kind of weapons?
So there's a spear and a longbow, and 13 arrows.
Okay, I'm gonna take the 13 arrows.
Okay.
Could I technically sell the weapons?
You could technically sell the weapons, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna take them then.
Okay, all right, you take them with
So
you.
you said it's a longbow?
It's a longbow and a spear. They're both very simple, but they're functional.
Okay.
Okay, Rejo, you go over to that guy. Again, you don't find anything of particular value, but you find the weapons, longbow and spear.
Yay.
It definitely seemed like
What's
these
the
guys.
betting? The guy that got away had something important on him. 100%.
Right?
It just seems like these guys happened to come across you guys as you were making your way back, and they tried to. Well, they were trying to loot you guys essentially.
Because
Okay.
they thought we looked weak.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stupid idiots.
So, what are you guys doing with the Knoll? He's now woken up on 1 HP. He is looking around. He's like, and he's trying
Let's
to like.
name him
So-
Bubblegum! Let's name him Bubblegum!
That's kind of cute. I like that actually.
Okay, so you guys
Alright,
named
your
the
new
Knoll.
name is Bubblegum.
He does not seem to understand you. He's just as he's just wriggling and trying to
Does
get
he
through.
speak anything?
He speaks Knoll.
Does he speak?
I'm gonna-
I'm gonna use comprehend languages.
Okay, sure.
Okay, can I speak to him?
You could, yeah, you can speak to him.
I'd be like, hey buddy, your name's Bubblegum now.
My name is not Bubblegum.
What's your name then?
It's nothing to you.
Oh, your
Too
name's
bad it's
Bubblegum.
Bubblegum now.
I'm gonna come over
It's
here.
Bubblegum.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just hear me making fucking dog grunting.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna
it's
try
yipping
and
at them.
intimidate him.
Okay.
Don't intimidate him.
Bubblegum.
No, because he said he's not going to tell us his name. You want to know his real name? I'm going to get his real name out.
You don't know that currently because you can't hear the language.
Well, he's not saying anything. I'm gonna see if he can like point us in any kind of direction or something. So I'm gonna intimidate him for the sake of intimidation.
Okay, roll a disadvantage because he does not understand you. Okay, so no, you do not manage to intimidate him. Okay.
I want to make friends with him. I want to pet him. Can I pet him?
He is chaotic evil. You won't be able to make friends with him.
Aww.
Can I pet him though?
You can, yeah, sure, you can pet him. It's
Well, he's
difficult.
tied up.
I can pet him with shocking grass.
You could. Lark. So Lark, I'm just gonna take it back to Lark. You were saying.
Okay, I'll be like, so where's the rest of your friends, bud? I'm gonna talk to him like a kid.
Okay, all right. Well, he's very much confused, and he says, "My friends are everywhere. Then they will come for you. Oh man, once they find you, he will punish you."
Bro, a fart could kill you right now.
He does not understand you.
Justin, roll a nature check to fart on him.
No, so
I'm gonna like turn to the rest of the group. What should I ask Bubblegum?
Ask him how old he is.
How old are you, Bubblegum?
What's his favorite pastime? What are his hobbies?
God, okay. So as you ask him how old he is, he looks at you and he seems to calm down a little bit. He looks at you and he says, "Yinogu will come for you." And with that, he takes one of his own.
Wait.
Yeah, sorry.
What's that?
Who?
Yinogu.
Oh, that's probably like a deity or some shit.
It is. From what you know, Yinogu. Let me grab the piece of text. Oh fuck! I don't have it open. Oh no, it is here somewhere.
I'm assuming that Lark is like translating.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I'll
she
translate some
is.
of it, but everything that's kind of mean, I'm just like, he didn't say that. He doesn't.
Okay, so Yinogu is known as the Knoll Lord and the Beast of Butchery. He's a.
Spell it.
So it's YEENO
Someone put it in the chat because I'm retarded.
GHU.
Yeah, someone spell it out in the chat.
So he's the demon lord, and Yinogu hungers for slaughter and senseless destruction. Gnolls are his mortal instrument, and he drives them to ever greater atrocities in his name, delighting in sorrow and hopelessness. The Gnoll Lord yearns to turn the world into a wasteland in which the last surviving gnolls tear each other apart for the right to feast upon the dead. He appears as a huge scarred gnoll with a spiky crest of black spines and eyes that burn with emerald flame. And so, yeah, so this would be the general deity that these gnolls admire. But so this gnoll says that, and then he takes his claw and he slices his own throat.
He commits.
Oh no!
Wait. Question, Chris. Question.
Yeah.
How does he do that? He's tied up.
That is actually a good point. I didn't think of that. He does not do that. You are right.
Bubblegum lives.
He does not do that. He will.
Are they? I'll let them carry it. Like it's. I tied them up because I knew these guys were gonna have fun with
Feral
them.
animal back to the boat.
I want to keep him.
Wait,
So-
shouldn't we ask him if he knows anything about the guy in the letter?
I mean, yeah.
Oh
but,
yeah,
like,
that's a good idea. What's his name again?
Arthos the Eternal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him about, be like, hey, Bubblegum, you know anything about art?
Hey, bud.
So this guy is now, or this gnoll is now smashing his head into the floor, trying to fucking make an end
Hold
into
him in
it.
place.
Can I hold his head? I'll hold his head.
It's currently not doing anything, so he's not. And so you ask him that, and he says, "Oh, that's a great name for a great person who will bring our Lord back."
He knows who he is.
Oh, he knows this.
I'm gonna hold out my hand and activate shocking grasp right next to his face. So, hold on, let me finish. I'm gonna hold it in front of his face, not actually touch him, so it wouldn't actually work.
Okay.
And spark it a bit to make him see if it will make him talk a bit more.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to roll for it because you're doing it out of combat, so it kind of succeeds.
Would I have to roll an intimidation check again?
I mean, you can if you want to intimidate him. It's again a disadvantage because he still does not understand you.
Intimidate. Another 6.
So you don't manage to intimidate him, but you do look very intimidating, but it doesn't have much effect on him. Okay, Lark, do you ask anything else?
I'm gonna zap his ass.
So, what do you want to happen to you here, Bubblegum? You want to come with us? We can go on adventures. You know.
Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill
That's
me.
no.
Gimme.
I'm looking at the rest party. I'm like, he kind of wants to die, but I don't want him to.
Can we keep him? Can we sell him to the circus?
Oh my god.
Sell him to the
Do we know
circus.
So-
where the
You are
circus
sick
is?
son of a bitch.
I'm just gonna question
Wait,
your guys'
Do I know where
alignment
the
with
nearest
this.
circus is?
I can do that because I'm a
You
bad
could, but I'm questioning the alignment of the other people here. If
Okay.
this is
Broke
something they
my
would
pen.
do.
This is the second pen I've broken while playing D&D.
Look,
I don't know.
look.
I don't want to torture him, but I also don't want him to die. I
'Cause
kind of want to keep him.
Because most of you are either neutral good or chaotic good.
I
I'm
am
not sure if it-
chaotic good, so technically I don't want him to die. So the
I don't want him to
next
die,
best
but I
thing
also I
is
really like him.
circus.
No, I don't
You
think
wouldn't
he's
sell him to a
chaotic.
circus. No, not as a chaotic good.
Would we keep him as
Can we
chaotic
keep
good?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I don't know why, but sure, why not?
Because he's rad. Like.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I'll leave this dude to Cora and Lark, and I go over to
Keep
you.
him.
okay, well, he will never become your friend because he is still chaotic evil, so he will
Can't be
always.
nice.
No, he
Oh,
won't be
I
able
want
to.
those
Those magical things.
Can
that
me
you
and
can't
Zux
find.
go over here and see if
Yeah,
we can
gotta-
see anything like
We gotta
someone's
get our
looking at.
hands on
Sure.
that alignment change spell.
Zux, let's go over here.
Let's go over here.
Wait, how do you
Okay.
get that?
I don't know. I want to keep
No,
him
wait,
real
dude.
bad though.
We should totally climb in a tree and see if we can find something up there.
Okay, so I'll get to you guys in just a second. Cora, Yuda, and Lark, what are you guys doing?
What do we do
I
with
don't
them?
know.
So
I wanna
currently,
keep
currently, you guys just tied a rope around its body to keep its arms by its side, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to keep its hands behind its back and all that.
And you know, I'm guessing like we left a little like way to just like a lead almost.
Okay.
I have like 100 feet of rope on my person. I'm just thinking like we could make you a nice collar.
So he's gonna try and scratch himself to death.
I know how to
No.
sew. No, I know how to sew. I can make you some nice clothes. Do I
Okay,
do
so
that?
Can't with
listen,
this.
listen.
Why is he
Um,
so mean to himself?
So he's gonna try and
Sounds
scratch
familiar.
himself to death, which is a natural 17, so that will definitely succeed on himself.
Wait, can I try to hold it back? Can I not?
Can we try to hold him down?
At disadvantage, because he's very much trying. Sure, you guys can try and hold him down on a
but-
strength check.
No. Wait, but if it's both of us, if one of us rolls, would it
It'd be at
Yeah,
advantage,
it'd
but
be
because it's
help,
naturally at
basically.
disadvantage, it'd be just be a normal roll. So
Okay,
a strength check though.
So
Becca,
Cora,
what's your
you're
strength?
stronger than me.
No, I'm not. I have -1.
0. Oh shit! So I'm going, but you're assisting me. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all helping me, right?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a natural roll because it's normally at disadvantage.
Okay. Let's hope.
So no,
No,
you
that
don't
would've
manage
been
to
bad even with
hold him down.
advantage.
I know.
and,
I really
uh,
like bubblegum.
As he takes 4 points of piercing damage, and he does die from that.
Wait, but
as he
how
bleeds
would
out.
he scratch him?
So if his hands are even tied to his back, he would have enough movement space to scratch his own ass. Why is everything about ass this episode? My God.
These things asses are their demise.
Yeah. So he does then die.
Aw.
Well, I left bubblegum for the
Bubblegum!
like 5 minutes that he was alive, so I'm gonna be like, can we bury him? I feel kind of bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get some F's in chat for bubblegum?
Whilst
Can we?
yeah, well, whilst you guys are
Actually,
taking the
that's really
time
what we
to
keep
bury
doing.
him, sure, you guys are taking the time to bury him, and
Alright.
Regio and Zerx, you guys are climbing
Climb
into a
trees
tree.
and see if we can see anything from up there.
Sure.
Zerx, you want your rope back?
So both of you roll a perception check. See if you can see everything.
Okay, I got my rope back.
Okay.
21.
Where's my perception? Where is it? There it is. Hello. 9.
Okay. All right. So Zerx, you don't see very much. It's quite misty. It's late at night. Right? It's currently probably just past midnight, and you still see the faint red glow over the moon.
Wait.
Blood moon is starting.
I have a
Regio.
question,
oh,
real quick, really quick.
Okay. All right. Go on then.
Where's Steel?
Yeah, I was about to ask
So
that too.
Teal would have been hiding behind a rock whilst you guys were fighting big
Oh,
monsters.
what a pussy!
He wasn't
Yeah.
look.
Tiny!
No,
And
look.
it's not a fighter. It's not a
She was
fighter.
hiding.
Tiny too!
He was hiding behind this rock over here.
I want to go
Right here.
scare her. Can I go
Sure.
scare her? Centauri,
Okay, all right.
Centauri.
I will get to that in just a second. So,
I was gonna say, I rolled a
Regio.
bomb-ass number.
Yeah, Regio, as you climb into a tree and you start scanning, and you can get just above the tree line, you start scanning around. On one side, you kind of see
The knoll that's still running away.
you see Blood Moon Haven in the distance. You can kind of see the rooftops and stuff, and there's still some smoking, but it's much less now that the blizzard has put out all the fires. And in some other direction, you see way far away, probably a few miles away, probably about 10 or 20 miles away. You roughly see the outline of what seems to be a dark colored castle. And
Spooky.
right in between those two, you see probably about roughly a mile from Blood Moon Haven, like deeper into the island, you see a very local cloud with lightning strikes crashing into the floor. It does not seem to be part of the normal weather.
Is that coming towards us, or is it just kind of staying there?
Currently, it's staying in place.
Okay. So I tell Regio the castle that I see, and then I point to the direction, and I say that the weather looks kind of off in the other direction. I can't remember what directions.
So okay, so towards your west would be Blood Moon Haven, towards your northwest would be the lightning strikes, and then towards your direct north is the castle.
Okay, so I'm like
There appears to be a castle over in that direction. I point to
North.
I forgot again something else.
North.
I'm so tired. I point
castle.
north. I'm
Yeah.
pointing north, and I'm like,
there appears to be a silhouette of a castle, and
Right.
over in the northwest there appears to be some unknown weather, but there isn't
like the
anything like what it
music.
is here.
Okay.
Right, okay. Well, I suppose, I reckon we just go back and, well, return to the ship and see what we can... Oh, fuck, what I'm trying to say here? We need to head back.
doesn't know about the ship.
He doesn't? Well, okay, I'll just say it anyway because,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
hear that.
fair.
I didn't hear that. That's the meta. We should probably head back to, well, yeah, the ship I said. Well, I could also just say from where we came from. And
Okay.
then we'll just get ourselves like cleaned up and see how we can continue our journey from here.
Right. Might I ask, where is it that you come from?
Well, that's a whole story that I'd be more than happy to tell you once we get to where we need to go.
Very well.
we both climb
Wanna
down to
scare
the
Teal?
tree.
I want to scare Teal
Okay.
now.
So
Can I scare Teal?
in a second, so as you climb back down and you give one last glance across the sky and across the tree line, as you look back at the moon, Regio, you see two glowing red eyes staring down at you.
Jesus is watching me.
With the red eyes.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
It's angry Jesus.
And Jesus.
so and with that, we will end tonight's session.
Good shit, good shit.
Okay, fine. Scare Teal. Roll a stealth check for Terry. Go on. You.
Come on, roll high, roll high, roll high, roll high.
Fuck,
Your luck is
stealth.
back.
Stealth.
Come on.
Roll!
That's gotta be good, that's gotta be good.
So as Terry very silently flies over towards where Teal has been hiding this whole fight.
I want to
she's-
just screech at her.
Okay, right. So she's sitting there, just as Terry comes over,
You're
and
just
there's
so mean.
this loud dragon-like screech just comes out. It's kind of like the T-Rex from Jurassic World. It's kind of like that. As there's this big screech comes towards Teal, and Teal's just like, "Holy fuck, shit!" And she just fucking darts off. She is gone as she disappears into the trees.
I can imagine like Terry just sneaking, just goes, beep beep. I'll be
So it currently looks like you guys are without a guide in the middle of a forest.
Fucking god damn it.
And that's where we'll end off tonight's episode. Alright, okay. So, Jesus Christ.
Now we're
What
stuck.
an ending.
I've got angry Jesus looking down at me. I've got no guide.
Regio saw the haven, right?
I saw everything. I have eagle
Yeah.
vision. I can see miles away. Eagle vision.
Thank you everyone for watching. There was lots of you there this time around. That was really cool. If you guys want to follow, make sure to do so. We tend to stream every week, either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But we hope to give you guys an update on that, like a couple of days before we actually stream, which should be the case next time around. So thank you everyone for watching. Please follow. Please subscribe to the YouTube. This episode will come live within a week or so.
And this time we'll actually have the announcement vid ready for the next time.
Absolutely. So we hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that the party enjoyed tonight's session. Okay.
I had anxiety.
That was a good session. That was a good game.
Okay. And with
I
that,
miss him.
we will see you guys in the very next session. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.